been getting a couple of those.
We got a couple dislikes.
I like it.
Well, they say you haven't officially made it until you've got haters, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they say? Isn't that what the kids say, Mosh?
The kids don't say that, and they don't say slam the button either.
No, they say mash the button.
They say smash the bell, as the kids say.
Yes.
Smash the bells, the kids all say.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, your kid won.
Because you told him to say it.
Hey, but his brother, that's okay. His brother says it too. What's up, YouTube?
YouTube.
We're live on the YouTubes, fellas. We're here for Murph's fan cave for RFR number 166.
Yeah,
that thing.
Jeff, smile at the fan cam.
Yeah, wave at the fan cam.
There you go, right there.
Cam. All right.
The back cam.
The back cam.
Jeff's back cam.
Yeah, there you go.
I just did back yesterday, so hopefully he's looking.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Nice.
Very good. And you got that Raider hat on.
That's a lot better than this Jeff's back.
All right, good deal. Let's go ahead and kick it off. Episode number 166 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Oakland, LA, Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever. You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murph's Fan Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, collecting off, a leaping pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most seamless, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murph back once again for another what we hope to be fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio, episode number 166 of Raiders Fan Radio, coming to you live here in Murph's Fan Cave, and we got a full house today. So let's jump right into it. And first, we're going to welcome the man that adorns the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, the one and only unmatched Uncle Mosh.
It's good to be back.
What's up, Mosh?
Thank you very much. Hey, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, I hit the wrong button for me.
There you go. Hit the damn button, Mosh. What button are you hitting over there, Mosh?
Booze.
Which one?
The booze.
Yeah, you don't boo yourself.
No, it said booze, and I thought I was going to get a drink.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was like sitting at the casino, you know?
Well, yeah.
It said booze, you know? Yeah, no, I want alcohol. Okay.
You got it. How are you, Mosh?
I'm good, man. Good to be here.
Yeah, man. Good to have you back.
I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. Good stuff. We got a lot to get to tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun. Of course, this is the post-draft show. Man, what an exciting last week it was.
Have you recovered?
Yeah, just now. Like, I feel like my body clock is finally reset back to normal.
Oh, my gosh. Because you and Swagmo, you guys were like nonstop.
14 hours on air on Thursday and Friday.
And all 7 of those people that were listening to you guys loved it.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we had twice as many because we were on Cody's channel half the time.
Oh, nice. And, well, those were our listeners anyways.
It was our content, too.
Nice.
Be nice to Cody. Cody was the second one in the chat today.
He said, hold on, I forgot my notepad, BRB.
Yeah, there you go. Cody's the best, man. You know, he's become a good friend out of this whole thing.
He really has.
And,
I love
man,
that guy.
He's a good dude. We love Cody. All right, so let me welcome in the second member of the booth tonight. He is the man that adorns the southern annex of the western annex of the Murph's Fan Cave desk, Swag Jeff.
Yeah.
What up, Swaggo?
Glad to be back. Glad to be back. Yeah, we've just kind of recovered. Got a little bit of sleep in the last few days, and we're ready to go again.
Yeah, man. It's like I feel like I've barely seen you, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was like about an hour since the last time I saw you. Seemed like it anyway. Right?
I know. So we did 5 hours. Well, first we did RFR Live that morning.
Right.
And then we did 5 hours on Mojo's channel.
Oh, my gosh.
And we recorded an episode of RFR Rundown.
Yeah,
and then we did 5 hours. Or I did 5 hours the next night on Cody's.
On day
And
two.
and we prepared an episode of Tales from the Nation that we're going to be releasing as soon as we record it because we fell asleep before we could record
Yeah,
it.
exactly. We were like, it might have been influenced.
There was no influences involved in all that at all.
None.
We need to get those folks to sponsor us.
Hey, I know, right?
Anybody know a distributor?
Raiders Fan Radio brought to you by Truly.
By Colorado
Oh my
Kool-Aid.
gosh. Mojo busted your balls for drinking Truly.
Oh my gosh, that was so
Like,
funny.
big time.
He's like, bro, you really gonna bring that's on my show? He's like, you really gonna do that? I'm like, sorry, man. It's in the spirit of hydration.
Well,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's got to put it in a cup like this from now on.
Yeah,
you know,
there you go.
you go. Yeah, you don't know what I got in here. Oh, it's straight whiskey, Mo.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So we have another guest.
Yes, we do. We do. So we're going to welcome in the fourth member of the team tonight. And he's a guy you've heard quite a bit about. You've heard us brag quite a bit about our new local deli that we have here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And that is Dominico's Deli. And so the owner and proprietor of Dominico's here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee is Raider fan, former MTSU quarterback, and your all-time Alameda High School passing leader. What's up, Jeff?
What's up, guys? I appreciate you having me in the fan cave. This is awesome.
Welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Looking forward to the show and talking some Raider football, man.
Absolutely.
And your name is Jeff.
It is Jeff.
Another Jeff in the
Another
nation.
Jeff.
Jeff and another Murph.
I know, right? What's your middle name, Mosh?
Dominic, so Dominico.
Oh,
Dominic.
okay.
Yeah.
There you go. It'd be funny if it was Jeff Mosh Murphy. We'd be like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Well, he's expecting his third child, and I told him Mosh is a great name.
There
It's
you
a
go.
great name. We might have to think about that. I don't know if my wife will approve of that one. But.
So, Jeff, before we jump into the show tonight, man, introduce yourself to Raider Nation. Anybody that's listened to our show has heard us talk quite a bit about your business and your family's business, and tell us a little bit about your legacy in your business, and then also how that translates into your Raider fandom, because I know that's a family thing for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in Alameda, California my whole life. My family's from there, and we've owned that original location of Dominico's. My grandparents started it. My parents took it over when they retired. So I grew up in it, and then we lived, being in Alameda, I was literally 10 minutes from the Coliseum, so that's the team we grew up watching and supporting. My uncle's been going to games since the 70s, and we closed on Sundays so we could go to the games, and we would do actually catering because the Raiders facilities on Bay Farm Island, which is the newer part of Alameda.
Okay.
So we would cater lunches and business meetings for the Raider organization. So it was pretty cool. We'd get those guys come in, and my brother Mike became good friends with Amy Trask of the Raiders, and that's how we kind of got connected with her. So big Raider fans growing up our whole lives, and then got the opportunity. I played football at Laney College in Oakland, California.
Oh, okay.
And then when trying to further my career there, MTSU came out, saw me work out, offered me a scholarship, so that's how I came to Tennessee. So it was kind of fitting that I grew up an Oakland Raider fan and came and played for the Blue Raiders.
Right.
So it's kind of a natural fit, especially being in Murfreesboro. Like
I know, right?
Murfreesboro.
Yeah.
It all just kind of fits.
Yeah.
So, and then I met my wife and decided to stay here. Now we got 2 kids with another one on the way. And then in November, we decided to open our second location of Dominico's here down on the square here in Murfreesboro, and it's been great. We've had such good support with all that. So
how are you all keeping up through all the craziness of the COVID and all that? It's tough on small businesses, and especially you guys just got started.
Yeah, we opened January 27th, so it's definitely been a challenge. But growing up in it and getting just listening to the stories from my grandparents and my parents. I mean, you kind of learn how to deal with certain things. So obviously nobody can plan for this, but if you're not planning for the worst, in my opinion, when you start a business, then you're kind of starting yourself off on the wrong foot because you never know what can happen. So we're staying positive. We've got this town is incredible. I'll give Murfreesboro that. I love this town, and the people really support their small businesses. And thanks to you guys here in the fan cave. I mean, you guys are basically keeping me afloat with all the fun. You guys are fine.
You know how many restaurants have said that to the 3 of us? it's the only reason I don't have to take out a mortgage is because you don't sell donuts.
Not yet. Now that I know that, I might
Yeah,
start cooking
but your
some stuff up.
cannolis, man, I'm telling you.
I appreciate
it's
it.
so good.
Thank you.
So
Thank
what-
you guys.
I was gonna say, so now you for our folks that aren't in Murfreesboro, your original place is still open, right? Tell
still
them how
open.
they can go there.
Yeah, Alameda, California, 1407 Webster Street is
Okay.
one of our original locations there. They're open pretty much the same hours, Monday through Saturday, closed on Sundays for the Raider games. So go by. They sell meats and cheese by the pound, pretty much the same menu we got. Sandwiches are phenomenal. And we got Raider memorabilia all throughout that deli.
Nice.
So
sweet.
it's a good experience. We've had a bunch of people, Raider players, come in there. We got some pretty funny stories too about the orders we've done for them. John Gruden, do not spell his name wrong on a sandwich.
Oh,
funny.
well, it's
Was it like John instead of Jon?
The guy was like, I don't care if you get anybody else's order wrong. Do not. He goes, make sure you spell this Jon and not HN. Because I'll have to hear it. And my brother was like, yeah, no problem. We'll make sure we got that. He's like, so it's got to be for Gruden, right?
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
totally.
pretty funny.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
awesome.
So speaking of that, now you told a cool story one of the last times I was down there at your place about the helmet. So speaking of memorabilia, tell that story. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Coach Stockstill, he's the head coach of the Blue Raiders here in Murfreesboro, MTSU. And his son, Brent Stockstill, played quarterback for the Blue Raiders for 4 years. Had a great career there. Ended up getting on, I believe it was a Raiders mini camp there. He didn't make the team, but I guess Gruden does this. Any guys he has come to the mini camp, when he sends them with a helmet and he autographs it, which is pretty cool. So I think this was 2 years ago. My wife saw Coach Stock in a local restaurant, and it was right before Father's Day. So my wife was just talking to Coach Stock. They were having a conversation. She's like, yeah, I'm trying to think of what, to get Jeff for Father's Day. He's like, well, I know something you can give him. He goes, Brent's got this Raider helmet signed by John Gruden. We're not Raider fans, so let me talk to Brent and see if he'd be willing to give it up. So Brent's awesome. He gave it up, and she got me that signed John Gruden Raider helmet
that's so
from
cool.
Raiders. It was awesome.
I'm
It's
getting
sitting in my
chills,
living room.
man.
It's great.
That's so cool.
Of course, I had to put it on because it's a real deal. It's like the nice helmet.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It's great.
Oh, that's so
Did it
cool.
fit good?
Oh, it's like snug, like a glove.
I love
Well, you
it.
ready to go
Great.
play? You ready to go out and start
I
throwing
was
in the
running through a
yard?
brick wall. I was ready to go.
You wanted to go start knocking on wood, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Well,
cool.
good. Hey, real quick before we get into the show tonight, first off, thank you for being here.
I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, appreciate you being here, and tell folks where they can find you on social media or online anywhere. Let's get the word out about Dominico.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're on Facebook and Instagram. Our location here is at dominicosdeli.tn. And then our location in Alameda, if you're in the Bay Area, it's the same. It's pretty much the same thing at Dominico's Deli on Instagram. So go check us out. You can Google it. Go by and get a sandwich if you're out in the Bay Area. It's a great sandwich. You won't be disappointed. Say hi to my mom and my sister. My brothers while you're there.
Right on, man.
They'll
That's
take
so
care
cool.
of you, Raider fans
That's
especially.
so cool. It's all about
that's
family,
great.
right?
Absolutely.
That's
Raider
what the-
Nation, it's all family. We're Italian, so we take care of everybody. that comes in.
Hey,
Forget about it.
all right.
Nice.
Hey. All right, good deal, man. Good to have you here tonight, man. It's going to be a lot of
Appreciate
fun, man. It's going to be a lot of fun talking some Raider football. All right, so you can find us on the Fan Cave every week at youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave, and you can jump in there and see us live on Wednesday nights. And while you're in there, you can join in the chat, and there's a lot of great folks in the chat tonight. Swaggo, who's in there?
Yeah, we got Damage Inc. Raider Nation Scotland, Fabricator Gill, Herman Munster's in there, 24 Karat Kev, Ron the Mater Raider, Rev Raider, Chris Potts. The whole gang is in here.
Awesome. Appreciate you all. And another way you can support us here at Raiders Fan Radio, besides hitting that like and subscribe button or smashing the bells, the kids say, Mosh.
Nah, kids ain't saying that.
No.
No one
Kids
says
don't
that
say
anymore?
Nobody says that.
You ever
Nobody.
heard anybody, Jeff, you ever heard anybody say that?
I have not. It's the first time I heard it when Monster saying it.
Dang it.
Where did you hear that for the first time? I want to hear.
I don't know.
What kid are you talking to that said that?
I don't know.
You don't deal with kids.
I'm hip, man. I'm with the young people,
but
man.
you're not.
I'm like, what?
But you're not.
Yeah, no, I am.
No, but you're really not.
I know it's funny. Like you actually teach high school.
Yeah, he'd be the most hip.
Well, you know what's funny is that we give Mosh a hard time about a lot of things, about it being disconnected from technology and all that. You really are one of the hippest people I know because you work with teenagers every day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So you
And I am so hip. I collect it. Of course, I
You
forget.
collect hips?
I collect hip, but I forget most of it by the time I get home.
That's why he's always texting it odd times. I can't tell you this before I forget it.
Raider Boy Enrico says, Uncle Creepy Murph.
Oh my God, Uncle,
nice.
no, Uncle Creepy Nerf. That's what they on Cody's show. Somebody misspelled my name. They spelled it Nerf.
Oh, nice.
And so all the people in their chat started referring to me as Nerf. And then I told the story. I don't even remember. This sounds gonna out of context. This is gonna sound really bad. But we were telling stories. We were telling jokes, and it came up about something about me having a minivan like you do.
Right.
And I said, yeah. I said contribute. That way I can save up enough money to get the windows tinted on it for when I'm parked out in front of high schools. And I was just because your van is parked out in front of a high school.
Yeah.
I was
It's
just
in the back. But
yeah, I was trying to be funny.
Sure.
But out of context, it probably sounds worse now than it did last week. But that's what Rico's talking about, Uncle Creepy Nerf. Because I'm like, I'm talking about tinting minivan window. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, so okay, so you can support us by liking and subscribing to the video version, which is this, or the audio version. Just search Murph's Fan Cave on any podcast service. And you can find our show that way. And then lastly, you can go to RaidersFanRadio.com/gear. That's GEAR. And there's a link there. And you can hit that button and it will take you to the Fanatics website, which is where Swag spends about 90% of his time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, because that's where you can get any official Raiders gear or any other official team gear.
When can we unbox this stuff?
Hang on, man. We're getting to it.
Oh
I gotta sell it, Jeff. I know you're
Swaggy's
sweating.
got the itch.
Come on, hurry up.
Swaggo's sweating over there. So we're going to do a little mini episode of Swag's Corner or whatever we're going to call it, where we're going to unbox some stuff because when we started this partnership with Fanatics, the reason we did it is so we could give them money that we raise by you going to that link and buying stuff. Any of the proceeds that we raise, we're going to give to the Stabler XOXO Foundation.
Right.
So please go there, support the Stabler XO Foundation, and by buying something, it doesn't cost you anything extra. They're just going to give us a little piece of it, and then we're going to give that money away to the foundation. So I went and did the first. Here you go. So I bought something. The first sale through Fanatics.
Hold it up so we can see.
And we're gonna unbox it here.
Nice.
Yeah. Now I know what it is, but I'm gonna unbox on the show anyways. Okay. So here we go. So for those of you on the audio version of the show, I'm opening up a couple big bags. So you know, of course. The first thing I had to get, it's for the Stabler XOXO Foundation. So, of course, I had to get the Mitchell and Ness, the official number 12
Nice.
Stabler jersey, right?
I love it.
I had to get it. I've got a Stabler jersey that I've been wearing for many, many years.
Yeah, it's got to be, 20 years old or so.
And it was about 35 pounds ago.
Yeah.
So I
gotcha.
Yeah. So I needed to get a new Stabler jersey, one that fits. And so I got a new large Kenny Stabler jersey, my all-time favorite player. So I'll wear that proudly here on the show.
Nice.
All right.
Great number, 12.
I know.
Was that your number?
That was my number at MTSU.
Right. So that was
Oh,
one.
that was perfect, and I'm wearing a 12 too.
I almost
There we go.
had my snakeskin 12 on tonight.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That would have been cool. So that was one of the things when we went into your place one of the first times.
Yeah.
Like Vinny, my son, was with, and we look up and there's a MTSU jersey with Murphy and the number 12, which is our favorite number. We're like, who is this guy? You know what I mean? We're like, who's this? You know, and we got so excited about that. And you got your helmet sitting up there and everything.
Yeah.
Is that why you wore 12? Was because of Kenny or Gannon?
No, well, I always loved Gannon growing up. You know, sidearm, the guy could sling it.
Oh,
He's a smart, crafty veteran. But actually, my main number was 14, and 14 was retired at MTSU. So 12, was the next closest, and you have the great Raider quarterbacks as well. I wore 12, but so I was like, yeah, 12's no brainer. I'll go with 12.
Nice. I love it.
Nice. So also, so next up, we have another unboxing for y'all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Swaggo, we wanted to give him a.
Hurry up. Just give me the
I'm just going to give you the camera.
Just give me the camera.
Raise it up, Swaggy.
Just give me the camera. Uh-oh, we got some swag. Jeff shirts.
Oh, my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Now, what foundation does this benefit?
Swag's Corner.
The Swag Corner?
Swag Corner.
I'm
Swag
just
Corner.
curious, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jeff's got, so for those of you on the audio version of the podcast, Jeff is now holding up the official Swag Jeff shirt. Unbelievable, dude. That's so
awesome.
cool, man.
That's a great picture.
That's so cool. Yeah, that thing's legit, man. There, Mosh has got.
And then I've got like 4 more of the same shirt.
Because why? Because you got you're because there's
because
5 work days and you got to spend one doing laundry.
No, there's one for when I diet, one when I gain weight, and one when I'm right here.
Oh, okay.
So I'll always
There
have
you
a
go.
Swag Jeff shirt.
Yeah,
you know what I
there you
mean?
You You are so funny.
You
Well, yeah.
Yeah, looking good over there, Swaggo.
Love it.
Yeah,
I
so
love it.
just got his stuff. So
I love this segment. This is my favorite
This is
segment.
your favorite segment. So I think what we're gonna do is not only with that gear link, but we have so many people asking us about T-shirts this year, Mosh.
Right.
And so because last year we had the Get Made shirt, which you're wearing right now. And so the Get Made shirts are all gone, and we need to come up with a shirt for 2020. But I'm thinking what we're going to do is we might have, because we have great Tales from the Nation shirts. We have Swaggo stuff. I think what we may do is just like we'll partner with DC4L or somebody like that.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there. I haven't even talked to anybody yet. We'll partner up with somebody, and we'll have like 3 or 4 different options.
Right.
Of
That
stuff
way
that
they
you
can
can
do
buy.
that with the RFR logo.
Because we got the new RFR Live logo and all that.
From what I understand, there's going to be a Dominico's Deli in the shield.
Hey, look at that. That's pretty cool looking,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
I love that
I took a
logo.
little bit of
Very
pride
cool.
in that one, man. I'm like, okay. We'll
have to
put
make
the
some
Dominico.
custom Dominico shirts with that logo.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so here on Raiders Fan Radio, we always tie back our episode number to something significant within Raider Nation, and we leave that responsibility to our social media director, Swag Jeff. What do we got this week?
Yeah, we do. So episode 166 of RFR Live, we are taking it back to a season that we all love. 1983.
Yes.
Super Bowl season, and we're going to talk about Marcus Allen.
Oh, of course. There we go.
Marcus Allen. In 1983, he had 266 carries, 1,014 yards, 9 touchdowns, but he averaged 16.6 carries per game.
Ooh, nicely done.
166.
Nicely done, Swaggo.
Well, yeah.
All right, Uncle Mosh, let's get some contact information and get into some respect.
All right, boys and girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Yes, I do. Go to at
you
Raiders
do.
Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us show@RaidersFanRadio.com or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Merv's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit?
Good.
There you go. All right, good deal. Appreciate you joining us here live in Murph Fan Cave for episode 166. Swaggo, who's in the chat?
We got 24 karat Kev, Herman Munster, Raider Rich, who tuned in and said, "Hey, what's up, fellas? What did I miss?" And I said, "So much, Rich."
So much.
Damage Inc. Raider Nation Scotland, Alfred Aspara, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, who else we got? Raiderborn Rico, Atticus B. Rockin', Watch Raider. We got everyone in here.
Appreciate all of you joining us live here on the chat at youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. Uncle Mosh, Herman Munster says, Uncle Mosh twits with a face palm. But you do.
I
twit.
just tweeted. Just now. I
Did you
tweeted
really? No, you
during the
didn't.
show. Check it out.
Live
Uncle Mosh
twits.
I just did a live twit.
Live twit. So you can find Uncle Mosh at Uncle_Mosh, M-O-S-H, on the twits.
Yeah.
Nice.
I
What'd you
tweeted-
say?
I said, hang on, let me
How do I
find-
turn this thing on?
I said, Swaggy, help me. No, I said live RFR now.
Oh, very cool, Mosh.
Good stuff.
So retweet Uncle Mosh. Like, no, I'm telling people, retweet you.
I
tweet
just
it.
retweeted it.
Oh, you Uncle, I love it because he likes his own stuff and all that. Like, it's
Oh,
great.
absolutely.
You're not supposed to do that.
Not really. It's kind of like shaking your own hand or
The
patting
kid-
your own back.
The kids all do it
That's what they say.
right after they mash the bell. I just liked it. I just
Good.
loved my
Good.
own tweet.
Can you dislike it?
I don't know. Is there a dislike on here?
No, but it's funny that you like your tweets and then you dislike our YouTube videos. That's
Well,
amazing.
someone's got to dislike
Someone's
us.
got to dislike
yeah.
us. Yeah. So might as well be you.
I get it out of the way that way.
There you go. All right, so here at the top of the show, 24 minutes in, we like to give a little bit of respect. We don't do props, we don't do shout-outs, but hey, we're Italian. We give respect, right? Jeff,
That's
you know what I'm
right.
talking about.
Absolutely.
So we give respect, and I like to give respect to it. Like, I'm not nobody in particular. I'm just going to kind of throw it out there to a lot of folks. Not because we were part of it even, but all the content creators out there, you know, again, I'm going to forget somebody if I start trying to name them all, but you know who you are amongst Raider Nation. Everybody except for that one guy, like all the content that was thrown out there this week was
You know who you are.
I know. Yeah, people ask me all the time, who's that one guy? I'm like, you figure it out.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. So anyways, but appreciate all of you. Brought a little bit of Vegas to us. You know, we were all kind of bummed that we weren't able to attend the draft this year in person and link up with Raider Nation, but it really felt that way with the amount of shows that were live and the amount of people that were involved. It wasn't just like one or two guys talking to a bunch of people. It was like collaborative. I mean, we were part of things with 6 or 7 guys all at one time, all fellow content creators. And so it was a really cool vibe around it. And so we're making the best of it with what we could. And so thank you to all of you that did that.
Yeah.
So let's take on that for a second.
Yes, sir.
So before we went live, Jeff and I were talking a little bit about
Which Jeff? We got 17 of them in the room with us.
Yeah, we do.
the guest Jeff.
Guess Jeff. Okay.
We were talking about because he's a lot closer to having been in the Bay Area since you and I mean I left in 77. You left not long after that.
97.
Yeah. So of course when you're as old as I am, that's not long after. But you know,
The point being though, that was 23 years ago.
And you know, and you left in 2007.
2010.
Okay,
Yeah, 2010.
so you know, I mean, that's just a minute ago.
Yeah, I mean,
So
a decade ago.
It had to be, you know, nostalgic, like we were saying, you know, with the
Absolutely.
Vegas and you know, but
Yeah, it was definitely different. You know, seeing the LV, you know, I was telling Swag Jeff, I was like, if they were going to go to one other place, I'm glad, like, Vegas is the only other place that I'd want them to go. So, like, everyone I think was a little bit hurt when they were leaving. They made the original decision to leave, but I'm good with it now. I'm on board. I mean, I'm not going to support anybody else.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know, but, like all these Titan fans that are out here are like, oh, so who are you going to support now? It's like, I'm not going to leave. Raider Nation it's it. That's it for me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, of course I'm going to support them.
The only way
yeah.
our fandom would ever be compromised if they stopped being the Raiders. If they became the Las
Exactly.
Vegas Renegades and they wore green and yellow or
Yeah.
something, then that might be a thing. But as long as they're the Raiders, so I want to touch on something though that you just said I thought was interesting. You said that was the one other place.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of Los Angeles Raiders fans, and we have a lot of friends that are that
Yeah.
grew up LA Raider fans. But when they went to LA that first time, like it wasn't. I don't think a lot of folks understand the rivalry between
don't.
Northern and Southern California, and like
No,
that
we were-
wasn't like an okay thing. We
No.
hate the Lakers, we hate the Dodgers, we hate the
Absolutely.
Rams. Like
Right.
it's a regional rivalry. So talk a little bit on that. Like
yeah, I mean, without question. I mean, there's always been like a NorCal, SoCal kind of rivalry. So, you know, when I'm assuming, you know, I was so young, you know, when they were down in LA, you know, it's just definitely, you know, a rivalry that unless you're from California, you don't understand it. So the Raiders have this mystique about kind of being the bad boys always, you know. So Vegas, I just feel like fits them perfect.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like San Diego would have been terrible. So Vegas is, I think I'm good with Vegas. I can do Vegas. It's actually closer to me anyways now. So
yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee.
Well, it's nothing for us to hop a Southwest flight, right,
Exactly.
to end up in Vegas. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that too. Yeah. But it was interesting. Like I remember, you know, like my uncles and, you know, and all the guys that kind of groomed my fandom as a Raider, like none of them liked the idea they were going to LA. It was like,
No.
they didn't stop being Raider fans, but it wasn't like they were okay with it. It wasn't
Yeah.
like, oh good, they're going to, no, it was like, damn it, they're going to LA. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Because I mean, Mosh talks about all the time about like, you know, all the rivalry between the Giants and Dodgers and about how
Absolutely.
you couldn't stand the Dodgers, and to the point where you told Tommy Lasorda to his face.
When I met him, when he came to scout a game. He came to scout a player at Oakland High School when I was teaching there.
Get out.
And I was calling the games. I was doing the play-by-play. So after the game, he came up to the booth, and I met him, and I said, you know, I called him Mr. Lasorda, and that was back when he was still doing the Slim Fast commercials. And we shook hands, and I said, you know, I grew up hating you, sir. And he pats my belly. He pats my belly, and he goes, "Yeah, I was an asshole once too, kid." You know, and, you know. I mean, it was just, it was amazing. The like they say, the rivalry. Of course, you talk to the people from L.A., and they say there is no rivalry. You know,
well, they love the old adage, and I forget who it was that said it one time, but I heard somebody refer to it in the terms of the quote rivalry between Northern and Southern California. Is that we, as Northern California people, we don't like them and they don't know we exist.
Yeah.
That was like,
That's
because
pretty much true.
Because LA is such a distracted place. Like
There's
that's
so
why
much
it's not
going on.
that's why it's not a great sports town. Now that's not a shot at Raider Nation down there, because again, we have a lot of listeners
That's
down there.
most
Like
of
I'm
our
not
listeners.
trying to insult our listeners here. We have a lot of folks that, you know, and good friends of ours like Aaron and even Mojo's in San Diego, and like we have so many good, not Aaron, Big Raider Trucker.
Yeah.
So many good friends of ours that are in LA. So that's not taking a shot at Raider fan, but I'm sure even they would acknowledge that LA's not a great sports city, just like Atlanta's not a great sports city. Just like there are other big cities that just aren't that great of sports cities, where you look at some that are like frankly, like the Bay Area. I'm sorry, like we win that as far as being a better sports town or area
Yeah.
or whatever. The passion of it is much, much greater than I think it is in other places. Not the individual fans. I'm not talking about the folks that are listening to us tonight, but in terms of like as in its entirety. Okay, so one more or two more. One quick. Speaking of the Bay Area, I traded emails with a professor from San Jose State University, Ted Boutrin. He is a sports sociology and psychology professor, and he's doing a study on sports tattoos. So I'm going to be part of this study, and I invited Ted to be on our show when the results come out. But I have this Raiders tattoo that I got, I don't know, a few years ago now. But anyways, if you can see it there. And so I put in to be a part of this thing. And so anyways, I'm going to be part of it as of next week.'re going to do this thing. So a lot of respect to that. I thought that was a cool concept. I thought that was a cool idea to like do like a
that's
study
way
of
cool.
like
Yeah.
people that get like, you know, tattoos and of sports teams and whatnot.
It
So-
wouldn't take much if he wanted content. It wouldn't take much for us to put the word out and get thousands of pictures of Raider tattoos.
Well, you know, it's interesting you said that, Mosh, because when I got this a few years ago, I tweeted it and put it on Facebook and stuff, and I said, "Let me see yours." Oh my gosh!
Oh, it's
still
crazy.
to this day. I've got more responses, not just the likes and all that kind of stuff, but actual like comments and responses, like in the thousands when you add them all up for that exact thing, for
Right.
a Raiders tattoo, not
Right.
even sports
Yeah,
tattoos,
just the Raiders.
just
Yeah.
the Raiders, man. It's awesome. It's very, very cool. So that's going to be interesting to see where that goes. All right, one more.
Have you seen the commercial for the old guy that when it's putting on his prosthetic leg? I can't remember the name of it's like an insurance company or it's a law firm, and he's putting on his prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
And as he's putting on his prosthetic leg, it's got a Raider sticker on it.
Nuh-uh.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, and he never mentions it, but he's talking about, this company, I think it's Henry, somebody. Anyway, he's like, I went to this company and they got me the money I deserve. But as he's putting on his prosthetic leg, it's got a big Raider, it's got the Raider
awesome.
shield.
Nice.
And I'm
That's
like,
so cool.
that's sweet.
That is
We
so
even
cool.
got Raider tattoos on products.
That's awesome. All right, so one more to get to before we move on to the draft recap, which we're going to get into big time here in a minute. But first, I want to give respect to Charles Woodson, somebody that we've recognized on this show certainly numerous times. One of the greats to wear the number 24, and he really goes out of his way to honor the other 24 or one of the other ones, Willie Brown, and the godfather of that number. And so Willie Brown became famous during the second round of the draft to come out and announce the Raiders pick, and he always acknowledged the moms and implored us to acknowledge our moms and take them shopping, or at a minimum just give them a phone call on Mother's Day. So this was really cool. As you know, we've lost Willie, and then even now last year here in Nashville, and I got to see it live. It was really cool. Woodson came out and announced the second round pick and followed in Willie Brown's footsteps and then said, take care of your mom on Mother's Day. And so that was really cool. Now this year, with us all being on quarantine, he wasn't able to do that, but he took to social media and did it. And so let's give respect to Charles and to Willie Brown.
All of you know that during the draft, when Willie Brown went up there to announce the pick, he always reminded you of something. And you know what it is. Mother's Day is around the corner.
As always, for every year, I like to wish all the mothers out there happy Mother's Day.
If your mother is not still here with us at this time, then we will remember your mother with you. And if your mother is still here with us, you guys, listen, call your mother, spend time with your mother, buy your mother something, acknowledge your mother on Mother's Day. You understand what I'm saying? That's because that's what Willie Brown would want. So Willie Brown, we love you, we miss you. This is one tradition that we will keep going forever. So happy Mother's Day out there to all the mothers, and go Raiders.
That's so awesome. I love that.
It's the best.
It's so cool. It's so cool. So next up on our show, we have a segment that we like to do. Being the social media director that I am, we're going to talk about the tweet of the week.
You love the tweet of the week.
I love the tweet of the week because you know what? Uncle Mosh has started twitting. I wasn't a big Twitter.
You didn't pick Mosh's, did you?
No, I did not.
Tweet of the week.
It's got
Uncle
one
Mosh
like.
says RFR is live.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
basically,
exactly.
if you spell it out, it's Radio's Fan Radio Live is live.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Well, you know, it's funny. Hey, and we're not afraid of a self-reference. We're giving away a prize, Jeff. This is how self-indulgent we are. We're giving away a prize for our 2,000th, or at least the people that help us get to 2,000 YouTube followers. We're going to autograph one of our own T-shirts.
There you go.
Yeah, self-promotion.
Absolutely.
Self-promotion within a self-promotion.
Yeah, liking our own tweets, man. Tweeting
Absolutely.
making our own segments
Absolutely.
out of our segments. Yeah.
Well, and so speaking of
Sorry,
which,
go ahead.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
I'm a part of the tweet of the week.
You are?
Yeah,
Well, of
yeah,
course you
because
are.
it's my segment. So if I want to give myself self-recognition, by God, I'm going to do it.
Well, then I'm going to win the Sizzler.
Hey, I got to give myself some respect tonight, man. I got to tell you, man.
Yeah, you do. So I took to Twitter.
You took to the twits.
I took to the twits, and I reached out to our friend, number 51, Will Compton, because we've had this guy lined up to be on our show a couple different times.
Like for 6 months now.
For like 6 months now, and then Raider Cody, of course, came in and stole it, or didn't, whatever. But so I thought, you know, yesterday I was cutting the grass and drinking a cold one and all that stuff. I'm like, you know what? When I get off of this, I'm gonna tweet him.
Okay.
So I tweeted Will Compton and
And
said,
this wasn't after just a cold one.
well, it was a cold one, and then another cold one, and then another cold one, and then another cold one. Yeah. So I tweeted Will Compton. I said, bro, it's time. We're ready. Come do this thing.
Yeah.
And so, so his good friend, Raider Cody, I reached out to him as well. And I said, hey, help a brother out. Get this guy on our show. So he retweeted it and said, hey, come on, you need to get on the show. And Will commented and said, well, I'm sorry, everyone started busting his balls a little bit, saying, and Kenny King Jr. said, yeah, he said I was gonna get on the busting with the boys bus. You know, so all that stuff. So he goes, so Will says, yeah, says the guy I did a podcast with, Wild Times Out Here. And Cody replied and said, I'm trying. Will Compton knows himself as a fraud. I'll start pulling up clips of him missing tackles every play until he accepts your invite. And I replied, and because he also tweeted today and said that he was looking for new interns, and he's been going through emails and stuff. Well, yesterday, Murph sent him an email saying, hey, pretty pleased with sugar on top. It's time to make this happen.
Yes.
So I replied to his tweet today looking for interns and said, well, I guess while you were searching for interns, you must have overlooked the email from Murph and I at Raiders Fan Radio. Guess what, Will? I'll be your damn intern if you come on our show, but I can't promise I won't flake out on you. So we should work well together. Check your spam folder, bro. So, Will, come on. It's time.
Let's go. Let's
time.
go. Make it go.
Oh, you're too funny.
Hey, Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
And goes down, and Max Crosby, who forced a fumble last week.
You're listening to Murph, Mosh, and Swag Jeff on Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you so much. Just win, baby.
Max. Appreciate Max always on this show.
yeah.
And so, okay, guys, let's get in the draft. Everyone's hot and heavy about the draft. I got to say, though.
Wait, the what?
Hot and heavy about the draft.
Was the draft this week?
Yeah, it was. Oh, it started Thursday. Wait, no, you don't got the internet. You don't have the TVs
Did I
either.
miss that?
Did you miss that? Yeah, you missed that. Yeah. So it was this big old draft that we had, Mosh. And, I got to tell you, like, after those 2 days of, like, just podcasting nonstop, I texted with Mojo on, like, it was Saturday, and he goes, bro, I don't even think I'm turning it on. I'm like, yeah, me neither, man. I'm like, it was so much in such a short period of time. We absolutely loved it. But, yes, it is the hot topic out there, and we had an absolute blast this year during the draft. So
we needed that. We needed the football overload, though. We needed something.
Talk on that.
With all the stuff that's going on, and I am not going into the COVID weeds, but with the stuff that's been going on, sports is what it is. It's an outlet. It's an escape. It's an opportunity for us to be someone else, to live vicariously through these athletes, to whatever it is for you individually, and to have stuff like that taken away. You and I at one time tried to be NASCAR fans because there was nothing on.
There's nothing on.
Like,
it's February. What else are we going to watch?
And to not even have that, to basically have nothing. And I'm not going to watch some of those stupid games that they've been trying to put on TV. The best thing about this was the Michael Jordan thing.
Oh,
that was
good.
bar none the best sports related thing. I started watching wrestling after dark. That's the thing on Vice channel.
Right.
But just jonesing for sports. So to have the football overload, it's like we were and we indulge. It's like being on an island, and you're not eating, and you get on that boat, and then they rescue you and you eat till you puke. But so that's kind of Mojo, are you listening? And we needed that. We absolutely needed that.
Yeah.
And I think you're gonna feel a lot of this. Second guest Jeff. As soon as these stores open up, man, you guys are gonna get slammed.
Yeah, the floodgates are gonna open. I think that the draft was definitely a huge outlet for a bunch of people. I'm in a couple different fantasy football leagues, and we were all. Everyone was watching it and drinking, and we were just talking back and forth about football, man. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah. We couldn't get enough.
Man.
So thank you guys for doing 14 hours of it.
Yeah, man. Well, it was great because it felt like we had an event to return to. Like, so much of our society is surrounded around events, right? We love events, whether even sporting event or otherwise, just events in general.
But not weddings.
Well, no, that's different.
Anyway.
Yeah. But we love an event, man, and we love like a national gathering of some sort, or even in this case, an international gathering. But like we missed that, and so to have that and still be able to conduct it really the same manner, like aside from us not being in the streets of Vegas, like it was the same man. The actual product itself really didn't change a lot. And one of the cool things, and here's my segue. One of the cool things about it is that. Where like when we went last year and saw the picks get announced live, the guys come out on the stage, they put on their hat, they hug the commissioner, they hold up their number 1 jersey, all that kind of stuff. Well, this year they didn't have an opportunity to do that. So what it did lead to was the coaches and GMs contacting these players directly. Now, last year we featured a few of the Raiders picks getting the call from John Gruden or from Mike Mayock.
Yes.
So this year, Mosh, because no one was attending this thing live, everybody got the call. So this is really cool. So first off, we're going to kick it off with Henry Ruggs, and we're going to listen to Henry Ruggs III get the call from John Gruden.
Henry Ruggs? Hey, Henry. Hey. This is Coach Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders. How you doing? Hey, we're on the clock, and we're thinking about making you the first draft choice in the history of the Las Vegas Raiders. Are you interested in playing for us? Are you going to do all the things that you told me you're going to do? Just work your ass off and do everything that the job requires? All right, I'm going to turn this pick in. I can't tell you how excited I am, man. We are so fired up to have you. You got no idea. Congratulations, man. Who you with? All right, I'm going to let you enjoy this, and we'll be back in touch with you. Mike Mayock's going to call you shortly, but watch the TV. We're going to make you a Las Vegas Raider. Congratulations.
All right, so that's so cool. So Jeff, it's you don't hear him saying a lot. It's because he's emotional, and that's what you're going to find a theme through a lot of these.
Yes.
The players aren't like, overly exuberant because they're emotional.
Yeah, they're holding back tears.
Right, exactly. So Ruggs is standing up, and one of the first things I noticed is that the guy's in a bathrobe. I'm like,
incredible.
What is that? I'm like, is he like setting them like a like I don't know. Is that something that the kids are doing now that I'm not aware of, even though I'm hip as I am? But Jeff, tell us what that is.
So it wasn't just to be comfortable. I'm sure that was an added bonus, but
because it was terry cloth.
Oh, it was a straight up white terry cloth robe, bathrobe,
yeah. But he actually got paid to wear that robe. Well, maybe not him. But he's wearing the Old Spice robe to call attention to the company's $320,000 donation to United Way on behalf of the rookies of all 32 NFL teams to kickstart their community efforts. So it was
very cool.
Yeah, it was a
stud.
What a stud.
A partnership
super
with
cool.
Old Spice. Yeah, that's way cool.
All right.
Way cool. And he's also announced today, I believe, that he will continue wearing his number 11.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
All right, Mosh, watch this. Watch me hone in on some expertise. You ready for this? Swag Jeff, as an expert in swag, what do you think about the bathrobe on live television?
You know what? If you're the 12th overall pick in an NFL draft, he could have been completely naked, and it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. All right, now let me hone in on our next expert. We have a resident quarterback, a man that's had a high level of success at high school and the collegiate ranks. What do you think this means for Derek Carr, and what do you think it means for the Raiders offense and Henry Ruggs here as this addition for the first pick?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, I thought they needed to take a receiver the whole time. And with his speed, it opens up everything else. Because when you don't have a guy that can take the top off of a route, then they can just sit on everything underneath. Whether they're playing man or zone, it doesn't matter. They're not afraid of getting beat deep. When you have a guy that can take the top off of a route, now you got to either run somebody over the top of him to get help. Now you got Waller underneath or Williams underneath or Renfro. So I love the pick. I mean, I think all three of them, they really couldn't have went wrong.
Okay.
You know, with the three that were available. But to take the fastest guy, that's Al Davis all the way. I mean, I love the pick.
Absolutely.
You know?
So what about, so you brought up something interesting. So like at first I was thinking, just like it stretched the field. And then some people are like, well, yeah, but he can run the slants though, and he can split safeties and take off that way. But even what you're saying though is that if he's the guy that can get him deep, then it allows for other people to then get open too, right? So that's
absolutely.
So both things can be true.
Absolutely. I mean, he can take a slant 80 yards and run it for a touchdown, but I think his biggest value is you have to worry about him stretching the field. And when you can stretch the field, it opens up everything underneath. They didn't have that last year. They were banking on Antonio Brown being that guy, but we saw what happened with that. But I think he just automatically, his athleticism and speed is going to add a whole new dimension to the offense for Carr.
That's cool. That's cool. So what do you think about Derek going into this season?
I've always liked Derek. I think everyone knows he's a great human being. Sometimes since he had that injury, he's just been a little gun shy. And I don't know exactly why that is. I mean, he wants to protect the ball, but you know, sometimes you gotta take a shot. You know, I know he didn't really have anybody last year, but you know, I think he's got the weapons now. You know, Waller came out of nowhere last year. He's a stud. Renfro's a great slot guy. Now you got a guy that can stretch the field. You got Williams, who's a great reception guy, and they got some other guys in the draft too. I know we'll talk about later, but that I really like too. That's going to help out.
Absolutely, good stuff there. Good stuff. Appreciate that, Jeff. All right, so next up, this I'd say out of all the picks, this is probably the only one that's quote controversial, and
this one reminds me of
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. It ain't furl.
This is when I almost had to call Q.
Yeah, because we were all thinking cornerback, but we weren't thinking this one.
Hello? Yeah, is Damon Arnett there?
Yes, sir.
Damon, this is John Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders. How you doing, man?
What's going on, Coach?
Me and Mike Mayock are getting ready to make a pick here in the first round. And let me ask you this. Can I trust you? Can I trust you with my entire family?
Man, you can trust me with it, man. I'll protect them like it's my own.
I mean, this Raider family that we're putting together is really special. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
And we got a hell of an opportunity. We're getting great players. You got to go get ready for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Can you do that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'm going to call Mike Mayock. I'm going to tell him that we're going to turn the pick in.
Yes, sir.
I love you, man. You fired up? All right, man. Yeah. Hey, are you better than Okuda? You got. Right, you're going to have to prove it out to everybody, man. But congratulations. We'll be in touch with you. Hey, watch yourself on TV and expect a call from Mike Mayock here shortly, all right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. I can't wait to have you on our team, man.
All right, Coach. I appreciate the opportunity, man.
All right, Damon. See you.
All right, so a couple things on Arnett is that interesting because again, I don't think a lot of us had him on our fan boards for whatever that's worth. And so interesting about him though, and so it was a little bit of a shock. There's one podcast host that threw his headphones at the screen because he's a big baby during the draft, and yeah, that guy.
Which one? What?
Huh?
What are you talking about?
Let's not get into it, Jeff. Like,
Okay.
come on, do the math.
Okay.
It was me, dude.
Was it really you?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, you big stupid.
Yeah, I know.
It's because we don't watch our own shows. We'll win our own prizes, but we don't watch our own
I was busy
shows.
watching Mojo screen while he was doing something different.
Hey, yeah, he was. So, anyway, so it was kind of a shock. But here's the thing: now going back and like looking at a lot of this guy's film and like. We're going into this draft, we all said the Raiders need dogs. We need guys that will attack the football, guys that have the passion of the game. Basically, we need a bunch of Jonathan Abrams. And that's kind of what Damon Arnett is.
The guy's from Ohio State.
Well, but that could be a detractor.
I don't know, man. He didn't give up more than one TD in any of his full collegiate seasons.
That's pretty awesome.
And it's amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
That's a good
stat. And he is, and he's a leader. Like you see him, like this is the guy that's leading the pregame huddles. This is the guy that's firing the team up. This is all that. So go ahead, Swaggo.
Okay, so what you were just talking about? We want dogs like Abram, and I think this guy is because I read a thing where he broke his hand during a game and said, "Hey, I don't want to go out," so they just moved him to the other side, and he played the rest of the time with one broke hand.
Who does that sound like? The last dog that we had
Hit it.
Hey Raider Nation, this is Max Crosby from the Oakland Raiders.
Right?
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Breaking parts and not wanting to go out.
Absolutely.
That's what we
Oh yeah, no. When Max broke his hand, that's what
Yeah.
you're talking about. When he snapped his freaking hand open.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jeff, other Jeff, guest. What do you call him? Guest Jeff.
Guest Jeff.
Guest Jeff.
People are calling him QB Jeff in here.
Oh,
That works for me.
Well, see, and those are the ways the best nicknames are the ones that
we could call him Raider QB Jeff because he was a Raider QB Jeff.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like it.
All right. So QB Jeff. So what do you think about guys like Arnett that are those fiery guys? I know he's a defensive player. You were an offensive player, but how does the team respond to guys like that like fire up the huddle and like do the pregame and all that?
You got to have those guys, and I was kind of with you when they first picked him, but after doing some more research on him, I like him because he actually got when you have the second corner. Because he was the second to their Ohio State's number 1 last year.
Kuda, yeah.
Yeah. So you target that guy. So really, that guy got a lot more work last year than people think. So he's going against schemes that are targeted. We're going to try and take advantage of this guy.
Right.
So he's got a lot of experience. I think, and he's physical. I like that. I just like corners that are physical. Because, I mean, I know it's a kind of a ticky-tack league now, and they throw flags and everything, but the best thing you can do to a good receiver is beat him up. So I think he's going to pan out well for us.
Absolutely. And that's kind of been a theme, I think, through this draft is that, how do you stop the fast guys? How do you stop Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill and whatever? You challenge them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? You challenge them. And I think that we got the physicality now on defense to do that.
I love what Coach said about you ready to play against Kansas City?
I know, right? That's what we were talking
come
about.
on.
That's one of the big themes about during our draft coverage is that the Raiders are not building to beat the rest of the league. They're building to beat the goddamn Chiefs. And they should be because they're going to be not only the best team in football, but they're the team that everyone else is going to now try to emulate.
Exactly.
Right? It's a copycat league. And so the Raiders, I think, are getting out in front of that and done well with this. Okay, next up, let's hear this is our first of our third-round picks. We had the 2 first and the 3 thirds. And let's check in when Bowden gets the call. Is it Bowden or Bowden?
I think it's
Bowden. It's Bowden, right? Okay.
Bowden, what is going on, man?
He called Arnett Dan.
Man.
He what?
He called Arnett Dan.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, at the end.
Dan Arnett?
Yeah, he said, okay, Dan.
Dan, Damon's brother?
Damon's brother, Dan.
Okay.
We're
probably could have got Dan in the 7th. I don't know why they took him so early.
We're interested in you as a Las Vegas Raider. I have no doubt I have no doubt that you could be a great player, man, but you got to trust me now. You with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm excited as hell. I've wanted to coach you from the first time I met you, man.
Yes, sir. I've been waiting on your call.
All right, man, we're going to turn the pick in. You're going to be a Las Vegas Raider. Congratulations, Lynn.
Appreciate that, Coach.
You fired up?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You enjoy the TV here for a minute. I'm going to have Mike Mayock call you shortly. Congratulations, Lynn.
Appreciate it, Coach.
All right, man. Love you, pal. We'll be in touch. Way to go. See ya.
Who is it, Brett? Who is it, Brett? Raiders.
Okay, wait. So this is cool. I'm going to back this up just a smidge. So that it goes from Gruden calling him to somebody in their house videoing Bowden is how we were told to pronounce it. So it's Bowden videoing him who it was because the family doesn't know who it was.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
So they got a cell phone on him, got the camera on him, and asking him who was it.
Who is it, Brett? Raiders.
Nice. I love that.
Isn't that the best, Wag?
That's so cool. That's so cool. And what I like about this guy is, you know how it's a copycat league.
Right.
You know, so bringing a versatile guy like this, he reminds me of Taysom Hill in New Orleans.
Yes.
You know, the guy that can really, you can put him literally anywhere and he'll make a play.
Right.
So he can play multiple positions. The Raiders are talking about playing him at running back already, aren't they, Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a guy who can do it all. He's a little bit of a wild card, but I think he's going to help us out on special teams, absolutely.
Oh,
but he's actually he's athletic as heck. You know, if you watch him at Kentucky, I mean, he was catching balls over the middle. He was running the ball. He's throwing the ball. So I'm interested to see. I trust Gruden and Mayock at this point. I mean, they've hit it out of the park, in my opinion, in the last couple drafts. So I'm excited to see this kid.
Good deal, man. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Offense is going to be a blast. And so speaking of offense, so the next pick, this was my favorite one of the draft because going in, the reason that I was hoping the Raiders were going to look at CeeDee Lamb was I think that, and I think all three of us have talked about this at this point, is that Derek, we feel, misses Crabtree even more than he misses Amari Cooper. He misses that guy that can battle, that can go up a high point of football, catch that fade. You know what I mean? That guy that'll, the dog, right? Cooper was not. You know, and where Crabtree was. So that's why I was hoping it was going to be CeeDee Lamb. Well, go figure. The Raiders are smarter than me. They got the fast guy in the first round, and then they got the guy that can battle for the 50-50 ball here in the third round, and we're talking about Bryan Edwards from South Carolina.
Yeah, is Brian there?
Yeah,
Hey, Brian, this is John Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
I want to see if you want to be a Las Vegas Raider.
Yes, sir.
You know, I've had a lot of luck with South Carolina Gamecocks, man. Sterling Sharp, Robert Brooks, and you're the all-time leading receiver at South Carolina. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Bro, I got a lot of confidence in you. We're going to turn the pick in and make you a Raider.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
Congratulations,
it.
man. Does that fire you up?
Yes, sir. Yes, it does.
All right, you're going to work on not running into everybody every time you catch the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I love you, man. Congratulations. We're so excited to have you. I'm going to let you enjoy a couple minutes with your family, and then Mike Mayock's going to call you.
Appreciate it, Coach. Appreciate it.
I love it how he tells them all he loves them. That's all. And then he tells them enjoy the moment, and then Mike Mayock's going to call you. So guest Jeff, QB Jeff. Let me ask you about what's. With Derek, we talked about the importance of him having that guy that can get that 50-50 ball, that can challenge for the football. How important is that to have someone that you can trust in that sense? Because I feel like Derek previously has trusted other guys to do that, and they've come up a little bit short. What do you think on that?
You got to have one of those guys because now you have Ruggs on the other side. If he draws, it's a numbers game. If he draws two guys, that means somebody has to be one-on-one, and now that's where you can take your other shots. So, and I like this kid a lot because he's got a ton of experience. Ruggs is a little bit greener in the sense that he hadn't played, he's played a lot in the SEC, but as far as years, he had not. This guy's 4 years. He holds the receiving record at South Carolina. And playing in the toughest college conference in the country, I think if this guy can stay healthy, I think he's going to be a big-time compliment to Ruggs and everyone else.
Absolutely. And he's got concussion issues, right? Is that, or had them? Is that?
I think so. I think I remember reading that.
Okay.
So that's the biggest thing is, he got hurt, but I mean, everyone, tends to get banged up. So
right,
we'll see. I think he's going to be a big I liked his pick a lot.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, it was one of my when we were live with Cody. It was myself and Mojo with Cody, and Raider Grizz was in and out of there, and Raider Rue, who you guys know about, like handful of folks in and out. And Cody was able to play the highlight reel for Bryan Edwards as we were on live. And I mean, I wasn't familiar with him at all. But oh my gosh, the catches that this guy makes! I mean, he's
unbelievable.
He's bullying people to the football. This is the exact kind of guy that I think is going to definitely complement Derek Carr. All right, so next up, we're going to go. Here's our run on Clemson picks, and let's go. Let's go check in with Tanner Muse as he gets the call.
Tanner.
Yes, sir.
It's Coach Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
I got to ask you, you want to be a Las Vegas Raider?
Hell yeah, more than anything.
Well, the first time I met you, man, I said, me and Mike, we both looked at each other and said, we got to get this guy. So we're going to turn the pick in. I want to congratulate you on being a Las Vegas Raider. And we want to keep this Clemson Tiger pipeline hot, man.
Oh, yeah. Clemson family, yes, sir, no doubt.
You excited?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yes, sir. Everybody's here. Everybody's excited.
All right, man.
Ready to get in there with my brothers.
We're really excited about having you. You're going to do a lot of things for our defense, just like you did at Clemson, and just be yourself. Enjoy this moment, and congratulations, man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, Tanner. Talk to you soon, pal. See you, man.
Guy had a 4.440.
Yeah, he's a safety, right?
Right.
But he's a hybrid, and they've already said he's going to play linebacker, and he's going to wear 55.
Yep.
So let's redeem the number 55 because
4.4, man. I love the speed.
Love the speed.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, because we need linebackers to keep up with Travis Kelce and everybody else, right?
Yep.
Hunter Henry and
yep.
I mean,
so
right?
him and Corey Littleton. That's going to be unbelievable. They're going to be able to cover everything.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
that's
going to be
legit.
great.
That's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. All right, so we got two more to get to. One more Clemson player. Let's hear when offensive guard Simpson gets the call.
Chris Potts called it the Clemson of the desert.
Oh, nice. Hey, shout him out, Mosh, while you're in there.
Oh, sorry. John Q, Aaron Q Dog, Watts Raider, Mr. Wombat, Raider Puerto Rico, Raider Flash, Pirate 1975, Chris Potts, Fabricator Gill. Oh, man, I can't scroll that up because that would involve using the mouse, and I don't mice.
You don't mice. You twit, but you don't mice.
I can't do two.
No, you got to do one.
I don't multifunction.
I love it how you verb things.
What do you mean?
Well, like, so it's a mouse. So, like, you don't mouse. You don't mice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Twitter, but you don't twit. Like,
no.
you verb things.
Yeah, I verbiage.
Yeah, so, like, when you throw something in the trash, you bucket it.
Yeah, all right, chuck it. Moving right along. All right.
Hey, John.
Hey.
It's Coach Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. How's it going?
I love it. You could just exchange out anybody. He could say, hey, Jeff, this is John Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders, man.
He's something else.
Hey, Mosh, this is John Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. I love you, man. You want to be a Las Vegas Raider?
He kind of gets all Italian when he talks.
He does.
To
He's kind of saying, hey, you want to come play with the family or what?
We just made a trade up in the draft here to select you. You want to be a
This is funny. Listen for his family in the background. They're screaming. This is amazing.
Las Vegas Raider. All right, man. We're fired up. We're going to turn the pick in. Congratulations. Are you there? All right, hey, you go enjoy your family. We're going to make you a Las Vegas Raider, and we're so fired up, man. Congratulations. Yeah!
That's the best, man. So this is cool, man. So we've bulked up the interior of the offensive line by signing Cush, drafting Robertson. We re-signed Jordan Devey. Like, the Raiders are definitely bulking up, and they've already announced that Gabe Jackson is going to be our starting right guard. So so let's go to the QB. So Jeff, what's the importance of that in terms of like pass protection and everything else? The interior of the offensive line.
I mean, it's incredibly important, and then they've had a good offensive line the last few years, so that hadn't really been a problem. But you always want to build, for the future in the next couple of years down the road. So I just like I like the theme that they've had the last couple of years. You're picking the bulk of your guys from winning programs. I think that has something to do with it.
Yeah.
When you're used to winning and you know how to win, you know what it takes to win. So I like Clemson. I like, as much as I don't care for Ohio State, but they're a winning program. So
right.
taking all these guys from good programs, I think is going to benefit us down the road.
Absolutely. Good stuff there. All right, so here's the last one. And so this is what's cool is that, like, we didn't have any late round picks, right? We stopped picking in the fourth here when we took Amik Robertson out of Louisiana Tech. And what's unique about this draft is that a lot of times the later round picks or the last round picks, the 6th and 7th round, these guys are even questionable whether they're going to make the team. So here we are at the end of the Raiders draft. He's our 7th player drafted, and he's most likely going to make the football team. Like every single one of these guys, most likely, other than something catastrophic or something ill happening, they're going to be Raiders. And so that's so cool to like end the draft knowing it's going to be all these guys.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say on this too is that this might have been out of all these calls, this might be the best because I mentioned a lot of them are quiet during the call because they're emotional. You can hear it and you can see it when you watch the video. You can see the tears, and just I think what's so special about these moments is to see these young men and all the hard work that they've put in, to see their lifelong dream realized from the time they were, little guys playing through Pee Wee football and all through college, and then to now be recognized and to be drafted by an NFL football team, and to see that emotion, man, it just hits you. So anyways, let's listen to Robertson get the call.
Hello. Hey, Amik.
Yes, sir.
This is John Gruden with the Las Vegas Raiders, man. How's it going?
I'm good, coach.
Hey, you healthy?
Yes, sir.
You want to play for us?
Yes, sir.
We got to get somebody in here with some juice, man. Are you that guy number 21 I'm watching?
No doubt about it.
All right, man. Are you fired up or what?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna pull the trigger and make you a Las Vegas Raider. Congratulations, Amik.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. You ready to roll? All right. That's what I want to hear, man. We're gonna pull the trigger. Congratulations.
Oh man, I'm telling you, that gives me chills, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Hear that passion and that emotion out of him as a player. And this guy, he's a little undersized. Went to a school, frankly, that plays against our MTSU Blue Raiders. So let's talk a little bit about that. Go back to QB Jeff again. Talk a little bit about that, about players that come out of small schools. And because you and I were talking about the other day in your store there about how, because I brought up, I'm like, well, it's from a rival. And you're like, yeah, but it's a small school guy and I root for them. So talk on that.
I do. I mean, these guys, they come with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. They want to prove that, I didn't come from a big school, but I can play. And I like this kid. He's another physical guy. They keep going with these physical DBs, and I think it goes back to the point of beating these quick guys up at the line of scrimmage. And then you got a guy like Abram coming back too next year. They're all physical, and I like it. It's kind of like the old school, like Tatum. Like you come across the middle, you better be looking over your shoulder because you're going to get your block knocked off.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
I'm
Well,
excited.
Aaron the Q-Dog Raider said Amik is no dog. He's a pit bull.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, he's 21 years old. He's just a kid, and came out early.
Yeah,
he only just finished his junior year.
Yeah,
and so he's got some balls, man. He's confident. He's excitable. That's and 5'9", hit like a train.
Reminds me of like Bob Sanders.
Yes.
You guys remember him for safety for the Colts? Kind of
Yes.
reminds me of that, cut from that cloth. And what's interesting is that I just love not only the mentalities you mentioned behind the defense, and especially in the secondary that we're building, but Mosh, to your point, they're all young. We're so young in the secondary. Like our starting corners are going to be a 1 and a 2 year guy. Like Trayvon Mullen is probably going to be our second starting corner. Like probably our QB1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and they're all, and then Abram, and I mean, it's.
And then they were talking about what it was just 2 years ago. They were saying, "Oh, we're the oldest team in the NFL," and look at it now. 60% of it's under 25.
Exactly. So all of those folks out there that said, "Oh, John Gruden, he wants to draft older players. He wants to have veterans. John Gruden doesn't like to coach rookies." Yeah. Okay. What are you saying now?
I think that was more of a cap move when they were getting all those veterans to free up money, to make the cap to get all these big players, and hopefully down the future, if these guys develop and can be big time players, they can keep some of them.
Absolutely, I agree. So I don't have it in front of me, but what is it, Swag? Do you know off the top of your head what now we know the final of the Khalil Mack trade? We know it was Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
Right?
Jacobs, and it was Bryan Edwards.
Okay.
And it was...
was it Arnett?
Yeah, I believe it was
Damon Arnett.
Yes,
so that's
Arnett.
now so those three guys are now the result of Khalil Mack. Now, Khalil Mack cost the Bears $120 billion or whatever it was. So we'll see now how these three guys end up. But to me, Mosh, at least on the front end, it seems like we got a better value out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's hit a break, and then let's jump into Raiders and pop culture.
Hey, what's up? It's Brockman from The Rich Eisen Show.
And it's Del Tufo from The Rich Eisen Show.
You're listening to Murph and Mosh on Raiders Fan Radio. Yes!
I just thought about something. Maybe the Raiders are going with all these young guys that are like so young that they can't get into the casinos to bet all their money.
I love that idea.
It's never stopped you, right?
I know, right? Yeah. Not like I hadn't been to Reno when I was like 19. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, man.
Moving right along.
All of a sudden, I got stories rolling into the head. Okay. All right. So we do a feature every week here on Raiders Fan Radio called Raiders and Pop Culture. And I had a great one sent this week. I want to acknowledge Chris. He is at Bourbon Raider, just like it's spelled like it sounds. Chris, and appreciate him hitting us up on the Twitter. And he sent this and he said, Murph, I don't know if you guys saw this one or not, but James Corden, the late night talk show guy, the English guy, did a feature where he went to a Raider game. And I had not seen this. Now, I know James Corden because he does the carpool karaoke.
Yeah, it's great.
Which are great. And like, especially the one he did with Paul McCartney is like, it's epic. It's so good. So I was familiar with who he was, but I didn't know he went to a Raider game. Well, not only did he go to a Raider game, but he got coached up and went and kicked a field goal at halftime. So he goes to the game, he tailgates, and then he goes in and kicks it. So I've narrowed this thing down. I've edited it down, so it's only just a few minutes long. But go definitely check out the video and watch the whole thing. It's really, really funny, especially when he's trying to give away cucumber sandwiches at a Raider tailgate. Now, we all know what a Raider tailgate's like. Cucumber sandwiches and strawberries and champagne is not flying.
No,
but that's what this guy's doing, man. It's hilarious.
I'm surprised he was still standing up to kick the field goal. He obviously didn't go to the right tailgate.
Right?
He didn't go the ones we go to.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. All right, let's check in with James.
I was born in High Wycombe, Buckinghamshire, and until the Super Bowl this year, I had never watched an NFL football game. However, I feel that I have the size, the speed, and the agility to maybe make it in the NFL. Pants are falling down. I'm about to kick a football for the first time. Please welcome my coach, Rich. Hi, Rich. How you doing?
Good. Good to meet you. How you doing?
Do you think I can make it in the NFL?
Well,
that pause told me all I need to know. So it's one thing kicking field goals on an empty pitch, but tonight I'm going to be doing it in front of how many thousand Raiders fans?
65,000.
65,000.
Yeah.
But they're a nice bunch, right?
They're very passionate.
So here he is at the tailgate.
So I've laid on a traditional English spread, a nice picnic, some nice cucumber sandwiches. I imagine it's going to go down pretty well with these guys. Lovely dry champagne with a strawberry, anyone? This is Serrano ham from Italy, home of Columbus, the most successful raider ever. I'm getting the feeling that people aren't really interested in my British spread here. So I figure if you can't beat them, let's join them. Let's get in there and do some tailgating. You think you're gonna win today?
Oh yeah. It's
No
gonna be plenty of fun.
Yeah.
Lots of sacks. It's gonna be a lot. Yes.
Oh, sacks! Come and gather round if you want to see the Raiders spelling bee. All right, come in. Here we go. Spell the Raiders player Lee Smith.
Lee Smith. Lesmith.
He's absolutely right. Well played, sir. A point to you. Sebastian Janikowski.
Janikowski. Jana.
Nate Allen.
Nate Allen. N-A-T-E-A-L-L-E-N.
You are absolutely right. Chimdi Chekwa.
C-H-I-M-B-W-E.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's that tough, fella?
We're winners in life, baby.
We're winners in life, baby, because we're tailgating at
Now here he goes to kick the field goal now.
Tonight, I am here to drill a field goal. All right, James.
So it's funny, when I first saw this, the thumbnail, he's wearing number 98, and he's a heavy set guy. And so when I first saw it, I'm like, man, Max Crosby really let himself go in the offseason.
CBS's James Corden is here. Let's find out if he's all talk or action.
He misses it by a mile. And now here come the boos.
You might want to stick to television.
Don't do it. I don't need your charity. I let you down. I let my friends down. I let my family. I let a nation down. I let the Raider Nation down, okay? But the Raiders saw my potential, and they invited me to try again under one condition, that they would move the ball back 10 yards. The odds were stacked against me.
On popular demand, James Corden.
All right, so he goes kicking from the 30.
Same game?
Same game, yeah. And you can't tell, doesn't play well audio-wise, but he drills it. He drills it like freaking, I don't know. You pick it, not like Seabass, because it didn't have that much authority behind it.
So
but
you think he tanked the first one?
I think he might have. It felt a little produced, but still, it
But
was
he kicked it from the 30-yard line?
30. That's a 40-yard field goal, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's legit, dude. Like, yeah.
That's
so
pretty sweet.
It was very cool, man. So appreciate James Corden. Appreciate Chris sending that our way. That was a really good Raiders and pop culture.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. That's really cool.
There he is, fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's caught, he throws. It is.
All right, before we jump into the sea of fans, so speaking of tailgate, so I do want to ask QB Jeff, you are not only a lifelong Raider fan, but you're a food guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like absolutely. Like, you know how to put on a spread. So we know what the Raider tailgates have been like historically. The food is fantastic. The atmosphere around everything is fantastic. Do you think Vegas is going to be able to replicate that even in any kind of way?
Hang on just a second. Let me interject something.
Please.
Can you share what you shared with me about the parking?
Oh yeah. So
okay, so this, you don't know about this.
No, I don't.
This is really cool. This is an exclusive to RFR Live right here.
Nice,
this
Mosh.
is amazing. Go ahead.
Yeah, a good friend of ours, of our family's Patrick Garvey. He was in charge of the parking lot at the Coliseum for many years.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so a couple years back, before they had made the decision to move to Vegas, he moved to Vegas. He started his own parking company, Pat G Parking, and he's over T-Mobile Arena, and he's got the Raiders contract for the parking lot.
Oh, no way.
So there is some parking lot legacy, because that comes up all the time.
All the dang time
I mean,
on the show.
I can't
Yes.
tell you how much time we have spent talking about
Yes.
Yeah.
the parking lot and the legacy, and it is, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. It is moving with the team to Las Vegas. I'm getting chills right now.
That is so cool, man.
Absolutely.
Good
So
to hear.
I hope they can do their best to replicate what they had in Oakland.
So finish your question. I'm sorry,
Oh,
Josh.
no, that was it. I was just
That
going to
was the
ask you about whether you could replicate it, but apparently you can, because it's going to be duplicated. let
Yeah,
alone
I think the
replicated.
biggest thing is going to be those early games, how hot it's going to be out there.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to be, especially in the beginning of the season, the big thing. You're out there in 100-degree weather, drinking all day. That'll wear on you.
Uncle Mosh and I'll be at Caesars.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. We'll see at the game. If you want to tailgate, check us out on the craps table.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, good stuff there. So, Uncle Mosh, each week we kick off the Sea of Fans with our emails, and you can email us at show@RaidersFanRadio.com. That's SHOW at RaidersFanRadio.com. And then we will get into some calls later where you can reach us at 909-345-3346. And now, Mosh, I know this is your segment. You are the man on the emails.
Yeah.
Yes. but I had to pass one to Swag because this one is a little near and dear to us because this emailer is somebody we've been lobbying to email the show for a while.
Yeah, she's like basically my best friend.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
No.
You guys go to church together.
Well, yeah.
He's good to go.
Absolutely.
So tell us the first email.
Yeah, so we got an email here. All right, guys. I felt like it was finally time to jump into the conversation pool as opposed to just lurking in the chat, which I think she's in there tonight.
Awesome.
But seriously, I couldn't let this last week pass without telling you guys what a kick-ass job you all did through the draft. My husband laughed at me because I had my laptop with the podcast on, my phone in the chat pulled up, and watching the draft on television. If I couldn't be in Vegas, the insanity, that insanity was the next best thing. Thursday night was also my first time hearing Mojo, and man, it instantly became my goal in life to achieve his level of humility. Holy shit, it's off the jam charts. But for real, the whole damn show had me rolling. The crossover into Raider Cody's pod was awesome too. Watching the highlight clips of the picks already have me ready for the season. I don't do much research into players, just the back and forth conversations between me and my husband. So it was also comical watching everyone's initial reactions as the picks came in and who you weren't expecting it to be. Anyway, you guys just keep doing what you're doing. It's nice to know I got a Raider family all over the world. See you guys around town. Just win, baby. Michelle Sweat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
Who we are lobbying to become the second made woman.
Nice. And that's Michelle that we met up at
Yeah, so Michelle and her family came to our live event last year for the draft. You see there's Michelle's signature. Where is that? Oh, there we go. Right there.
There it is.
Yeah, so cool to meet her and her family. They're huge Raider fans. So, Jeff, this is one of the coolest things about Raider Nation, man. Like, we really are global. And even in a little town like ours, how awesome is it that we come across people all the time that are huge Raider fans and here Michelle and her family are Raider fans, and they're like right down the street.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, you're not lying. It's literally everywhere. I've met, we had that I think it was a 4-year stretch where the Raiders came to Tennessee. 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, there were literally more Raider fans in the stadium by far than there were Titans. All my buddies out here that I've made friends with are all Titans fans, and they were like, "This is the craziest thing I've ever seen." And I was like, "Yeah, it's Raider Nation.
Yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. This is what we do.
We travel well.
We travel. We kick it tough. And I've been to New York. I've been in Florida. All these places, and everywhere you go, if you have a Raider shirt, hat, whatever, I'm always like, "Hey, man, nice hat." And he goes, "Raider Nation, baby." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Right on, man.
It's awesome.
That's so cool. So appreciate Michelle. Appreciate you emailing. And we say, you become a made man or a made woman by emailing indefinitely. I think Haley probably emailed us, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah, well, I just told Michelle in the chat, you email us again, and I'm just going to go ahead and get you made because I just want to play the get made thing
dude,
again.
she's attended a live event and brought her entirety of her family. She's in the chat all the time. Now she's emailing.
Yeah.
Mosh, it's your call, but what do you think?
One more, she gets it.
She gets absolutely, yeah. So email us one more time, Michelle, and we'll add you to the made man and made woman roster.
Yeah.
Uncle Mosh, who's next up for the emails?
Hey, fellas, hope you're all well. Well, the dust is settled from the draft, and we've all had plenty of time now to discuss our picks and how they potentially fit in with our Raiders. I'll start off by saying that I really don't give a about the opinions of the so-called experts and talking heads. These guys are more interested in people reacting to their opinions for clickbait than actually making any sense. Let's not forget that most people outside Raider Nation don't like us very much, so their opinions are often clouded by hatred. So, themselves and their grades. Wow. Now that I got that off my chest, I'm very pleased with our picks. I hope that we could specifically address our needs, and I think we certainly did that with our selections. Starting with Henry Ruggs, I was torn between Lamb and Ruggs with this pick and hoped for at least one of them. Since the pick, I've done much more research on Ruggs and watched quite a bit of film of him and interviews about him from his former peers, and I've got to say, I'm delighted we took him over Lamb. He looks every single bit of the player we need in our offense. A guy that never drops the ball, a guy that can take it to the house from a short pass, a guy that can stretch the field, a guy that can make the defense account for him and open the field up for other targets. He's got exactly what we need to really open up the offense. Wow, this guy should be his manager. Imagine the impact he's going to have on Tyrell Williams, Renfro, Waller, and even the running game. He makes the whole offense instantly better, including DC. I really hope Ruggs is the key to Derek playing at his absolute best, and I believe it's a huge step in that direction. The Arnett pick had me scratching my head, but only because
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L to the L. It ain't furl.
I didn't know anything about him. Since watching his footage and reading up on him, I think we could well prove all the doubters wrong. He played all of last season hurt and was also hampered at the combine. From what I could gather, this is why the pundits are crying, reach, reach. When you look at his college career, he's been the corner that has been targeted most, and he's been playing opposite Agada, Denzel Ward, and Garyon Conley. Whilst being targeted, he's played exceptionally well and barely given up many touchdowns at all. I think he's faster than his combine time due to being hampered by injury. He's a proven warrior by playing hurt, and I believe he's an absolute dog on the field. Just what we need, and definitely the Raider qualities we need and have been lacking recently. Lynn Bowden looks to be a very exciting addition to the offense and someone who will contribute immediately on special teams as a punt returner. But I'd hope to see him excel in the offense. I know they're talking about using him as a running back, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully, he'll be able to take handoffs and run the ball efficiently, as well as being a multi-purpose threat as a receiver and potentially a passer as well. I love this pick. I believe he's come through some major adversity in his but he's an absolute solid guy and a team captain. To me, that's huge. And as it shows his character, he has to be able to face some serious challenges and still succeed in life again. True Raider qualities. Edwards, the wide receiver, looks to be another solid pick and fills another need. He's a big-bodied receiver and makes all the tough catches. Only concern, I believe, is his health and that he's had a few leg injuries over the last week or two. Hopefully he can remain healthy and get on the field. He looks like a great addition, and he'll be a red zone threat, and we most definitely are missing one of those right now. Again, this guy could do wonders for DC and the rest of the offense. I'll just summarize the last two picks as well, being what looks like developmental picks. I think the big guard Simpson looks a really good prospect and will no doubt sit behind Incognito and Gabe to learn a lesson or two. Great potential and good depth. Tanner Muse looks a special teams stud from day one, and hopefully he'll develop into the linebacker role our staff sees him filling. Time will tell, but again, looks to be a good kid based on what we need. Overall,
we got War and Peace going on over
I
there?
like what we've done, and more. I didn't know I was doing books on tape. Overall, I like what we've done, and more importantly, I trust in the guys who know better than all of us, Mayock and Coach Gruden. Let's not forget that these guys, what they've done with last year's draft, and if these guys can replicate last year's draft class, then we are in a great place. Anyway, love you guys, love the RFR family, love the worldwide Raider Nation, and my homies in silver and black UK, especially my Scottish Raider family. Stay safe. And thanks again for everything you guys do for us. Much love, 24 Karat Kev, a.k.a. Kev, SBUK, McElroy, proud made man, proud one-time Sizzler winner, with Queen Haley, Colin, Steve, Annie, and Heather, a.k.a. the Scottish Raiders, and current RFR Fantasy Football Champion.
Oh,
yeah, boy!
nice.
I love how he had to get that in there.
Take that shot in there.
And that was Greg's league, right?
Yeah, that was Greg's league.
Oh, we should have
That
made
was the RFR league. Yeah.
Oh.
We should have made him this week.
No, we'll get it next time.
We'll get it next time.
Yeah.
All right. So appreciate Kev there. Appreciate all the sentiment and yeah, man, good stuff there. All right. So Uncle Mosh has got the heavy lifting from the UK tonight because you got Kev's email, you got Paul's email. So to give you a little bit of a breather.
Oh wait,
What?
Kev wasn't done.
Oh. Okay.
Kev sent an epilogue.
Of course he did.
Guys, I'm so sorry. I was rushed into finishing my email earlier.
Wait a minute. He was rushed?
He was rushed. He only had 6 days to work on that.
I hate to see him when he takes his time.
Holy McEnroe. I was rushed. He really does say that. I was rushed into finishing my email earlier and forgot to mention Amik. Dude looks legit. Love the pick. Right? Gotta go. Catch you later.
Oh, man, we love that pick, too.
Nice.
Kev's in the chat, and I hope you know we're just messing with you, man, because that's what we do, because family kids one another. So I appreciate you. All right, so to give Mosh a breather there in between. Kev, I forgot. You got 6 more emails from Kev.
Under my 79 minutes of Kev.
We got 30 minutes of Paul, or 30 seconds of Paul, and 79 minutes of Kev. That's amazing. Well, we'll play 30 seconds of Paul here when we get to him. But anyways, to give you a breather in between, I don't read so good. Jeff, sometimes he don't read so good because his tongue gets stung by bees and it swells
I
up.
asked
And all
QB Jeff. He said he don't read so good.
You don't read so good.
I just want to make sandwiches.
So we're good. All right, so we're going to bring in our middle reliever here.
Thank you, Vin.
Here we go, Vinny. Get on in here and read us the next email.
Okay. Oh, right here.
Yeah, right here.
Okay. All right. So, dear RFR.
Here you go. Come down here where they can see.
Okay.
It. There you go.
Dear RFR family, this is Daniel Mangus from Fremont, California. First off, what a draft by the Silver and Black. We got Ruggs III, who is so an Al Davis pick because he has speed. I also liked our first. I'm just gonna say CB.
What? Oh, cornerback.
Yeah. I know. I'm just gonna say CB.
Okay,
yeah.
You wasted more time telling us. Go.
Yeah, go.
You're welcome. Our first round.
Hey, you're wearing Timmy Brown jersey. Is that WR?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, just checking.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Our first round CB. Are you gonna let me finish?
You're doing a great job.
Oh, I love that, Vin.
Hey, you're doing a great job from your DAD. Go.
All right.
UM over there says nice job too.
Thank you, UM.
Yeah.
All right.
You're welcome. Hurry up.
Go, Vinny, go.
I also liked our first round CB. Yes. Here's a second.
Why has he got to say it 3 times?
I don't know.
Go, Vinny.
Second RD talent.
Go ahead and start over, Vinny.
He's been hanging out with Jeff.
Seriously. Vinny had some Jim Beam before he came on the show.
We brought you in, son, as middle relief, and look at you.
No, but in another year when he gets his license, he will. Anyway.
All right, go.
Okay. Here's a second RD talent, but the Raiders didn't have a second RD, so they got their guy in the first. I also love that we got 2 more Clemson Tigers. They're going to be beasts, just like last year's Tigers. ESPN gave us the 4th lowest grade this year.
Did he just talk?
Just keep talking.
Last year. They didn't have the same.
Go down here, son. Talk to this. Talk to the dot right there.
Okay, you
We're
got
losing
it.
viewers, Vinny.
Okay.
No, the dot. Go. Talk to this. Talk to the dot. Oh, that's it. He's going out. You're a sleeper. Get down here. Talk to that. Go. Talk loud. Go.
Okay.
Before Mosh kills you. You got a fresh one coming.
Go
You got a fresh one coming, son.
2
Go.
seconds.
And we had the best rookie. And we had the best rookie class by seasons, and I don't expect this class to repeat what 2019 did, but I would love for them to make ESPN look like idiots again. I'm getting Ruggs III jersey once his number is picked because that was my guy, and I'm happy that the Raiders got him. Well, that's it for this, Twin. Can't wait for the season to start. Before I go, I have a math question for you guys.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I hope you're good at math, QB Jeff.
Nope. Just know how to slice salami, provolone.
And throw the long ball.
That's it. Yeah.
DC plus Ruggs III times touchdown equals what?
Wait, what was it again? DC
That's
plus
algebra.
Ruggs the third times touchdown. Oh, take your time. The correct answer is winning. There we go. I like
Somebody said Vinny's been drinking out of Jeff's cup.
Well, yeah.
and then Kev says, Vinny, quick, go call Childline.
Awesome. Go ahead and finish it up. Hit the last 2. Huh?
All right. Winning. Hell yeah, Twin out. Yours truly, Daniel Mangus.
All right.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. Good job, Vin.
And I just hit the cheer
Boy,
button
Vin.
for you, buddy.
Too funny.
Evening, fellas. Hope you're all safe and well.
Well,
Now,
everybody
that's
except
it.
Vinny.
I thought it was my turn.
What? We're a mess.
You got Tada?
Well, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Are you gonna stand by me and do the thing?
Do I need to?
I don't know. I was
He
thinking
will
about
choke
just.
you out too,
I was
yeah.
thinking about just passing this to you.
Go ahead. You
Okay.
got my guy. Make sure you say his name right.
Well, yeah. Yo, what's up, Murph, Swaggy, and the one and only Uncle Mosh, Raider Nation, and fellow Chief haters. Before I start, I want to say thank you, and it is an honor to become a made man. After celebrating with cannolis and rewatching The Godfather, I think it's time to get to business. Maybe he went to Dominico's.
Could be.
Well, yeah.
Well, yeah. Don Vito Corleone once said, "Great men are not born great, they grow great." Which brings me to the draft. We won't know how great these players will be until they become great. I was hoping for CeeDee Lamb, but I think we dodged a bullet. A video clip surfaced of him wanting to be drafted with his Instagram model girlfriend trying to grab his phone and him snatching the phone from her. Did you guys see that?
Yes, that was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Hold on. We have seen so many great guys get into trouble over women in the NFL, and being in Las Vegas, decision-making is key. So which is why I expressed a concern about Jerry. So in the spirit of Al Davis, we drafted the fastest guy. I grade King Henry an A-. Our second pick, Damon Arnett, is a dog. He had character concerns, was probably blown out of context, and his reason why his stock dropped is because he's a guy who will give man up and punch you in the mouth. The guy played with a broken wrist, for Christ's sake. And he also went to an Ohio State University, which is basically defensive back university. I grade him an A. Now look, I know a lot of people are wondering what in the bleep is the Raiders doing, but trust me when I say I trust Mayock. We shall see what the future holds for us, but we need to be patient. Last thing, did you guys see Derek Carr and Bussin' with the Boys 1 hour before the draft? I loved it, and I love the state of mind that Carr is in. If you guys saw it, I would love to hear what you think. I hope everyone is being safe and taking advantage of this unfortunate reality that we are in right now. Spend time with your family, because a man who doesn't spend time with his family can never be a real man. See you in Vegas 2022 for the draft. All love and respect from newly made man, Ta-da, Raider.
Yes.
P.S. I've spent my life trying not to be careless. Women, children can be careless, but not men. Don Vito Corleone. Yes, that's 3 Godfather quotes in one.
Nicely done.
Nice.
Well done, Ta-da.
Nice
Well,
done.
yeah.
Nicely done. All right. Well,
Evening,
Mosh,
fellas. Hope you're all safe and well. Now that's what I call a draft day. Vegas could not have done a better job. From the RFR live show to the rundown and then Mojo's pod show, it was just brilliant. I don't think I've laughed so hard in ages. It was great to see the likes of Big Raider Trucker and Raider Ramon, and I guess now we know what Capo Q-Dog really thinks of Clellan Farrell.
F to the E to the R to the R to the E to the L.
Yeah, we really did find that out.
It ain't Pearl.
Yeah, we did.
We really did.
To follow that up with the Pillaging Podcast Show, Mikey at On Air Nation, Raider Cody, and Watts Raider. Man, it's been exhausting, but really a lot of fun. The draft itself, once again, has seen our roster filled with potential, and all areas seem to have been covered. Hopefully, COVID-19 won't hinder the rookies' early progress too much. A number of them do look like starters already, though, so it might not matter. Or perhaps that's just my Raiders tinted glasses talking. I'm really intrigued by Lynn Bowden Jr., Tanner Muse, and Amik Robertson. But of course, having Henry Ruggs III was a fantastic start to the weekend. Gruden and Mayock did us proud, and if Mike Mayock had a shirt number, that's the one I'd buy. I love that.
That's great.
It was excellent news that the league has given Vegas the draft in 2022. And you know, guys, I've had a vision as to what's going to happen in 2022. Here it is. Wednesday, April 20th. The RFR family arrive in Vegas for the draft. Reminiscent of a scene from Ocean's 11 as they walk into the foyer of a casino, pausing for a photo with the 2 Lombardi trophies that are now on display from the Raiders' wins in Super Bowls 54 and 55.
Oh.
Thursday, April 20th, Raiders will pick at number 32. The NFL media is awash with the news that John Elway has been retired to a stud farm in Whistler.
That's fantastic.
Wait,
That's
it
great.
gets better.
That's good.
He has his own field to run around in, and his stable boy is teaching him how to count by tapping his hooves on the floor. Friday,
amazing.
April 22nd, the Raiders pick at number 64. The NFL media is awash with the news that the Chargers have asked for the league's permission to downsize to a venue more suited to the size of their fan base. Their entire fan base then gathered for a meeting to discuss options in a Taco Bell toilet and couldn't come to any agreement. So they decided to ask Raider Nation for advice on the next steps, seeing as the nation now owns Los Angeles. Saturday, April 23rd, the Raiders have given up all remaining picks as, hell, we don't need them. The NFL media is awash with news of the imminent trade of the Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes. His proposed move to Dallas fell through due to his $75 million demands and the fact that Dallas is now currently paying Amari Cooper $200 million a year. In order to secure a deal somewhere, Mahomes has agreed to supplement his wage by signing a sponsorship deal with the Jim Henson Workshop. Sunday, April 24th, the RFR family leave Vegas for home. The NFL media is awash with the news that the Lombardi trophies have gone missing from the casino. I'm sure Swag Jeff is leaving with one more bag than he arrived with.
Oh my God.
Love and best wishes to the RFR family. Stay safe, everybody. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship Paul Egerton, Shropshire, Mississippi. Polly Award winner 2019. BRT Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, five-time winner of the Raiders Fan Radio BRT Sizzler Award.
Oh, my
Nice.
gosh.
That was awesome.
That was great. Paulie went legend right there on that
Yeah,
one.
he did.
That was pretty good.
Mackerel. He got all Nostradamus on us.
Yeah, he
by
did.
Predicting the future like that.
Good stuff, Paul. Appreciate you, my friend. All right, so that's the end of our emails. We got a few phone calls to get to. We're going to run through these because we remember when we were going to do a show for an hour. So, Jeff, are you good to hang out for about another 20 minutes?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. All right, so we're going to get into our callers, and you can call the show 909-345-3346. Leave us a message, and if we play your message 3 times, you become a made man or a made woman. And the leader of that crew is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider. We call him the Capo, and he always leads off this segment.
Greetings, Don Merck, Consigliere Moss, Underboss Sonny, Sergeant at Arms, the Big Raider Trucker, Sizzle Baby Sizzle, Mojo from the Pod Show, Raider Ramon, Swag Jeff, Nation, it's your Capo Aaron the Q-Dog Raider coming to you from the great state of Texas. First, the Raiders are, as expected, made a big splash with offensive acquisitions. Specifically, I'm talking about at pick number 12, Alabama's Henry Ruggs III, and pick number 80, Kentucky's Lynn Bowden Jr. Now, I'd like to think that Chucky and Money Mike Mayock, they've actually been listening to your boy who's been talking about these guys for the better part of 3 months. But, you know, as usual, Q-Stradamus is seldom wrong when it comes to draft picks. You know, time is always the test, so we'll have to see how these two dynamic offensive players transition to the silver and black for seasons to come. For the record, I accept the apology from the organization for the botched number 4 overall pick in the 2019 draft. Apologies accepted.
Oh!
SBNation.com. He assessed the remaining post-draft roster needs for the Raiders, and he came in with linebacker, defensive tackle, and safety. But, you know, don't we have a dozen safeties as is on roster? But I was surprised to see that cornerback wasn't listed as one of them. And Willie, you know, not being locked down yet, I think he's getting some consideration from Dallas, so we'll keep an eye on that situation. Now, Jesse Reed from Sports Not recently wrote that, you know, it's easy not to look at the increased personal numbers under Chucky that DC4 has been accumulating over the past couple of seasons. But the truth of the matter is he's left a lot of meat on the bone, so to speak. Worse, Carr has been brutal in key situations for the Raiders at the end of games. I mean, you know, I don't know if they've been listening to the rundown from last week or not, but it's funny that they write an article which has actually been retread on USA Today. But honestly, you look at the overall body of work, and Carr's just not that guy. But you know what? I'm going to get up off of him. Mike Mayock, via Sports, let me see. I think it was NBC Sports, BayArea.com. You know, he went on record talking about the 2020 O-line. Now, I know they went out and they got, Clemson's second team All-America and the number 2 rated guard overall, John Simpson, in the 5th round. But Mayock went on to say that, the acquisition of Cush and the re-sign of Devi and those guys, are all interior players that, can bat around at all 3 interior positions. But you know what? I thought it was most poignant that he said that Gabe Jackson is our starting right guard, and he's due to make $9.35 million this coming season. So root of that. Now, lastly, the hit list. Running back Mark Thompson, he never played a down for the Raiders, and I guess he never will. Plus, Sam Robinson, who writes for YardBarker.com, who talked about how the Cowboys crushed it and the Raiders blew it in the draft. Man, the hell with him. That's just lazy journalism to call it what it is. I mean, he wanted to hang his hat mainly on our cornerback acquisition at pick number 19, young Mr. Arnett, who's soon to be 24, coming out of Ohio State University, is the precipice of that lazy report writing. And also wanted to tout the tandem of C.D. Lamb and number 89, who's number 19, who's remain nameless and will basically drop, anything that you throw his way in a key situation as the next coming of Irvin and Alvin Harper. But you know what? You know who's going to be the Harper in that scenario. So all the best to you, C.D. Lamb. Who gives a damn about the Cowboys? But once again, this goes out to the made men and women, respected B-Dog in the pasture. Raider-born Rico, charming the ladies, is only, saying you and I can do, homie. Hallie from Scotland, Haley, Watts Raider, Sugar Shane, Bobby Wasabi, Raider Homer, Splatterhead Potts Fitz, His Lordship Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi, Eye Patch, Rev Raider, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Running Bear, Coach Davis. Coach Davis, where are you at, man?
Right, where is he?
Anyway, man, I'm going to stop drinking milk, man. You know how I feel about that stuff. People missing and stuff showing up on the back of milk cartons. But Raider Lynn, Big Easy Raider, Raider 1975, Fabricator Gill, Y.O. Raider, Des Grove Steve in H-Town, Hardcore Raider, and Ron and Alliance, the Mater Raider. Rue.
All right, appreciate Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, always bringing it every episode of Raiders Fan Radio. And, I didn't play Paul's 30 seconds, but Aaron in the chat said, what happened to 30 seconds of Paul? So we're going to honor the Capo's request.
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul?
Paul!
Paul?
Paul! Paul! Paul!
Paul?
Paul!
Paul?
Paul!
Paul? Paul?
Claude! Claude! Claude!
Paul? Paul?
Paul! 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 Paul!
Paul? Your name Paul?
Hello?
Paul? Hello? Paul?
I met him with Paul. Who? Paul.
Paul, yes, Paul.
Paul's not here. Hey, Paul. Paul!
Hi. I'm Paul.
Swaggo, speaking of the chat, shout him out before we get to the next caller.
Yeah, we got Fabricator Gill. We got Kill Jadias.
Oh, and I forgot his email.
Yeah, he sent an email and we didn't see it. I'm sorry, man.
That's my bad. My fault.
We'll get you. We got Ta-Da Raider in there. Raider Ramon, 3-Ring Raider, John Q, Ron the Mater Raider, Raider Flash, Chucktown Raider, Watch Raider, Raider-born Rico. We got everyone in there.
Awesome. Appreciate
Carl
it.
Rogers, Fabricator Gill, Tyrone. Man, they're all there.
Appreciate everybody joining us in the chat. And you can join us in the chat, too, every week at youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. All right, next up, we're going to get to our buddy Houston Raider Steve.
Murph, Mosh, Swag Jeff, Made Men, Women, Raider Nation, Houston Raider Steve. I call the Rugs running back. Wide receiver. Man, the Chiefs can have Tyreek Hill. We got Ruggs. He's a game changer. Man, the kind of plays he makes, it's amazing. Between him, we went out and got Aitman or Arnett. Arnett was they only gave up one touchdown pass in 4 years at Ohio State and everything. So don't bash the Bucks. No, he's no Conley. Anyway, then we went out and got Bowden. Bowden can play wide receiver. He can play running back up. He can be a kick returner, which he probably won't. He's too valuable. And he's just a great player. Then we went out and got Lynn Bowden. Edwards. That's how pumped up I am. We went out and got Edwards. One-handed catches. He's slot receiver just like Bowden. He's a game changer, man. Both of them are. Just think. And then
Steve's been hanging out with Mojo, man.
After that, we went out and got Muse. Tanner Muse, another Clemson Tiger. Gotta love those Tigers. He's going to be back there with Abram. He's going to be back there with Arnett. He's going to be back there with Mullen. It's going to be Soul Patrol Part 2. Anyway, I'm excited, man. We got Ruggs. We got Bowden. We got Edwards as a rise of receivers. Slot receiver, Hunter Renfro. Darren Waller. And, of course, Moreau back there. And then we've got Keelan Doss even back there. and Carrier back there. We've got a wide receiver, Tyrell Williams, Nilson Aguilar, Josh Jacobs, running back, Derek Carr, the captain. We got a solid offensive line. We've got a great defense here. All the free agents we got in defensive free agents. The Raiders are awesome. They're back, baby. Future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. Gotta wear shades.
Why did I know he'd sing tonight?
Of course. Hey, and he's not the last one to sing tonight. Let me just say that.
Oh, nice.
It's coming. Appreciate you, Houston Raiders, Steve. Just having a little fun, man. So just all in jest, man. I'm with you. The offense is going to be dramatically different this year. Look forward to the playmakers that we picked up. All right, so next up, because there's not enough Jeffs ever represented on this show, Mosh. We don't ever hear from people named Jeff.
50% of the people on the radio tonight are named Jeff.
Well, yeah.
Exactly. And 50% of the callers usually and in the chat as well are named Jeff. So let's hear from our buddy. This is a new caller, so thank you to you, new Raider Jeff.
Ooh, and he's behind enemy lines, too.
He is. He's in Kansas City, so let's hear from our buddy Raider Jeff in the 816.
Hey, Murph, this is Raider Jeff. How you doing, Mosh? Swag Jeff. This is another Jeff. Raider Nation.
Yeah.
Jeff Nation.
You already said your Jeff Nation? Did you catch that?
I just got to say something to Murph real quick. I'm not going to take up much of your time. It really bothers me how Murph lately has been on anything but the Derek Carr bandwagon. Derek Carr has been our quarterback for a while now, and you got to remember LaMonica and Stabler and Plunkett, they had very, very good defenses. Their numbers weren't that great, but their defenses were. The defenses won the championships, not the quarterbacks. I think you should look into that and maybe change your mind. All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. First off, appreciate you calling the show and call us back. And we're never shy to address any kind of.
Just because
you're the patriarch of the family. I'm following what you.
I'm just saying because we are, as a general rule, all in accord that Carr gets another chance. Carr gets some grace. And with the weapons that he has this year, if he don't do it, bye-bye. So let's see what happens.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, let's go to our buddy Rev Raider.
What's going on, Murph? Uncle Mosh, Young Swaggo. This is Rev Raider calling from Jersey, trying to give my little weigh in on the draft. Man, first off, night one, I had a dope experience watching y'all on Mojo's Pod Show. It was a dope time. It gave me a feeling like I was just sitting there watching the draft in the room with the fellas, man. It was a good feeling, good times, good laughs, a lot of positive energy. Also, shout to Q Dog. It was real. Q Dog Uncensored, a.k.a. Capo After Dark. Had a good time listening to him, good laughs. Q was like somebody, like he's like one of my boys that I hang with around here in my hood and stuff like that. So it was fun listening to him, man. Enjoyable, you know. But to the draft, man, definitely excited about what's happening, you know. I wasn't even really worried about whether we were reaching or what we were doing. I was just keeping my faith in Mike Mayock, man. He said we needed to strengthen up in certain places last season, and he said that was on him. And everywhere that we were weak, you know, with the wide receivers, corners, linebackers, he was strengthening us up with whether it be the draft or free agency. But he's doing the daggone thing, man. And he was basically like the first couple of rounds, he was basically serenading the daggone Gruden and Derek Carr. He was out here like Joe. Like, what was he saying? He was probably like, I put a string of pearls right in your hand. Gave you Henry Ruggs and he got hands. Gruden caught him plays. Carr can throw deep all night. But yeah, man.
I like it.
Wow. A lot of crazy weapons. Definitely excited about that. Definitely excited about Lynn Bowden. I could see a jet sweep halfback type pass going to him, to Henry Ruggs or something like that. And my favorite out of the draft, though, Amik Robertson, man. That dude he's
getting a
coming
lot
in
of
with a
chatter.
real
Yeah,
chip on his
big time.
shoulder, being picked in the 4th round. And if you listen to his interviews and the stuff he's been saying, that dude's ready. And he said he got something to prove, and like you could even see it in his face. And so he's gonna give us all he got, But overall, I love the draft. I'm excited about what we're gonna do. All right, man. Love the show as always. Y'all be safe out here. Peace.
Awesome stuff from Rev.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best, man. He's one of my. I don't play favorites, but he's one of my favorites.
Yeah. He got pipes, bruh.
Yeah, man. Singing over there, man. That's
absolutely.
legit. That's legit. So, okay, so we got one more to get to. So, all right. So, QB Jeff,
Yep.
you're of Italian heritage. How long has your family been here? When do you know when they came over from Italy?
Yeah, so my grandmother immigrated in 1954, I believe, from Lago, Italy. Came through Ellis Island, and then her family was in California, so she went to California. My grandfather's family, I don't know the exact year. He was born in New York, but his family came from Sicily. So they actually, my grandparents, basically were set up on one date, and that was it.
No
and
kidding.
They were together for the rest of their life. So my grandmother passed away a few years ago, but my grandfather he's still going strong.
Nice.
He's in his 90s and still goes down to the deli in Alameda and try. He does a few things. He used to cook bacon and do the dishes and stuff. But
really,
yeah. But
Wow.
he's awesome. He's a staple for sure in Alameda. I mean, anybody who was there in the 70s and 80s, that was the only deli in town. It wasn't like it is now. Where you got delis in your grocery stores. Like you wanted a deli.
Oh, yeah,
meats,
yeah.
That was it. You'd go to the actual deli. So it's pretty cool, and I'm blessed to grow up with the family that I had.
Right on, man. And so speaking of Sicily, so that's kind of the origin of our side of the family. And Grandpa Tony came over.
Yeah, we were in the 20s.
In the 20s, came through Ellis Island.
Came
same
through
thing.
Ellis Island, yeah. Grandpa Tony on my mom's side, and then Grandpa Louie on my dad's side. Both came over in the early 20s. Yeah.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I asked about the Italian heritage because we're going to go out to the Canary Islands. And I don't know if you've ever heard this guy on our show. He's Raider-born Rico.
Yeah.
He's from Italy. He lives in the Canary Islands. And as we like to say around here, you got to...
I hope your wife hasn't heard him.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, this guy's he's got the voice.
Well, yeah.
He's got the voice.
Hey guys, Raider-born Rico here. So how about that draft, man? Let me welcome to the nation these new players that we have. We got who we want. Number 12, Henry Ruggs III, baby. I mean, we talk about him enough. Welcome to the silver and black, man. And then number 19, Damon Arnett. Now, everybody's got somebody else in here, I'm sure about it.
Damon Arnett's voice, our name, has never sounded so sexy.
Good.
Just now, he goes, we got Damon Arnett.
My glasses are fogging up over
I'm
here, man.
serious.
I'm telling you.
Damon Arnett needs to get Rico to cut that for him.
Oh, nice.
You know,
nice.
like when they go, Damon Arnett from the University of... He needs to get on there and just smile and have Rico go, Damon Arnett.
That could be a part of Capo After Dark, our new show.
Yeah.
Or get him to do the opening for it.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Capo After Dark.
Everybody's got somebody else in here, I'm sure about it. But I told you, whoever we're gonna pick the hard-working guy. We're gonna base this draft on hard work
Wait a minute. Kill Jadis in the chat. Wait, why am I suddenly naked? Where do my clothes go? That's the best.
That's awesome.
And then Raider Ramon says Rico babies from the RFR on quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
Stacy Ruff says, my testiculars, they shouldn't feel this way, LOL.
Player that can switch position. Now, a lot of people say to me, oh, in my draft simulcast, I have it in the late third round, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you that without a pick in the second round and basing your early third round with pick key players for the offense like Edwards and Bowden, that guy would never fall down in the late third round. And if it's the type of players that we want, well done to Mike Mayo to have it in the first round.
All right, so I've got to say this, though, too. We play around a lot because Rico sounds so suave over here. but he's also like an awesome Raider mind.
Yes.
Like he nailed that. Like absolutely. Like Arnett was not going to be around later.
No.
We didn't have a second round pick. So they freaking grabbed him because he was their guy. Like he's always got great points, man.
Welcome to the nation, Damon Arnett. We got the dog in there. And then episode 17 of the Mojo Pod Show, the Great Mojo Pod Show, because the streets are mean under Mojo. Me and Q-Dog, we made a call, and we call out that guy, Lynn Bowden Jr. Now, listen, this is the versatility in the backfield that we have right now is incredible. Him, Jalen Richard, Josh Jacobs, and Alec Ingle. I'll just let you with that. Plus, he's a lot of help in the special team. Then Bryan Edwards. Now, I didn't study the guy a lot, but the more I'm looking to this guy, and the more I'm seeing him, arrogant wide receiver type of guy. He's a threat in the restaurant. He got physicality. Remember these new type of peoples like A.J. Brown and DK Metcalf that make the difference in that new NFL system right now. Welcome to the nation, baby. And then Tanner Muse now. I have Akeem Davis Gator here. It's hard to see him at Bengals right now. But, hey, respect to Mike Mayo, because if we got some problem about covering guys in the linebacker position, we got a linebacker that covers as a safety. So I'll let you with that. Plus, he tackle like an old school guy. I mean, I told you we're gonna recreate that mistake. And another type of guy is John Simpson. Listen, he can do the guard, he can do the center, he can do the tackle. This is another type of guy that can cover different positions, and he's going to learn from the big dogs of this great offensive line that we have. Welcome to the nation, John Simpson. And then the real great steal of the draft, Amik Robertson.
Come on.
For anyone, if anyone didn't know that player, well, go watch some videos, because we have in here another Jonathan Abram type of guy. Plus, he got the juke move of a receiver. He got the spin move of a running back. He tackled as a defensive end, and he's a cornerback. Now, Amik Robertson, welcome to the nation, baby. And then, undrafted, hungry underdog, linebacker Jevin White from the University of Las Vegas, baby. I think he's born in Oakland. He's an hard-working fella as well. He can be a leader in the future. He can retire as a Raider. And listen, I just tell you that. He's the one who raised up a Chucky doll after a pick against the University of Northwestern. Now, I said it all with that. Las Vegas, Oakland, Chucky, future is going to be great. And then, now, listen, with the draft of last year, with the free agency of this year, and with this type of draft class, well, two things can happen next season. Only two things. Nobody's going to stop us, or we're going to stop everyone. With all that say, I love you guys, and I'm out.
Oh, man.
So good.
That was amazing.
Isn't he the best?
He reminds me of like my family. He sounds my grandmother used to talk like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, he's the
great.
best. Raider born Rico. Mosh. So every week we award you award a sizzler to the best phone call or email. What do you got this week?
Well, we had some great emails. Of course, we heard from Michelle.
Yes.
Finally, Kev sent us that War and Peace, and the second volume. Of course, Daniel Mangus is 4 paragraphs. Took Vinny an hour and 17 minutes to read it, but he got through it. Tada Raider had a great, and Paulie was right up there. 30 seconds of Paul. Paul almost put it away for to be the 6th timer on there with his thing.
And that could have been 3
That
in a row.
could have been our
Could have
first
been 3 in a
three-peat.
row.
Yeah.
But and then we got into the lives. We got into the calls. And Houston Raider, Steve, he had a rundown of the draft. He was so fired up. He was all over the place. He was talking and he was going and he was singing and it was great. Excuse me. Raider Jeff challenged you a little bit. I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. We're going to revisit that.
Okay.
I got it marked down there. He compared DC to Stabler and LaMonica, and that's a ballsy move. And if you're going to do that, then we'll have to wait and see. And of course, Rev came in there preaching like he does. Love the Rev. Capo After Dark. And then he sung his song about the drafts and sung it well.
Sung it well,
Swaggy.
Yeah.
But Rico tonight.
What?
Rico.
I am the Sizzler.
Sizzler.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
Sizzler.
Rico tonight, other than his sexual overtones in the way that he speaks, his content was unbelievable.
He's freaking good, man.
It wasn't just stock. Let me get it off of Wikipedia stuff. It was well thought out. It was backed up by some of the involvement that he had during the process. But he came up with a phrase, and I wrote down the time so that we can pull it.
Okay.
But he was, welcome to the nation, baby.
Oh, love it.
Just the way he said that, man, and it was just, welcome to the nation, baby. That's just the best.
So good.
So good. And we're going to use it.
Oh,
we're going to
totally.
use that.
Yeah, we'll pull that. That'll be on your soundboard next week.
So thank you, Rico, for being tonight's BRT Sizzler Award winner.
We are Metallica, and we are here for your Oakland Raiders!
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Jeff's the quarterback Jeff is looking at us like, what are these guys doing? They're going ho hey ha on their microphone.
I love the Joker of all cycles, man.
Absolutely. Good deal. Hey, so Rico's in the chat and he says grazie and we say prego, our friend.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man. That's good stuff there from Rico. So appreciate all of you joining us live tonight for episode number 166. This was a long one. Thanks for hanging in there. We got so much more to come. We'll be back next week for sure with one more RFR Live. We'll have a rundown. We'll have a Tales from the Nation coming. And then we'll probably get into some summer hours, but definitely hang in there with us by checking into youtube.com/Murph's Fan Cave. Quarterback Jeff, guest Jeff from Dominico's Deli.
Man, this is awesome.
Thank you for joining us tonight, man. Any parting words for Raider Nation?
Man, future's bright, Raider Nation. We're going to get this thing rolling. I see a Super Bowl coming soon.
Absolutely. Right on, man. Appreciate you. Check out Dominico's Deli, Dominico's Deli TN. Check them out. Support them. Raider Nation as only you can. Jeff, thank you for being here, man. What do you got?
Well, yeah, and thanks to the chat. We got Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, Raider Born Rico, congrats, brother. Carl Rogers, 24 Karat Kev, Chucktown Raider, Ron the Mater Raider, Watch Raider, Chris Potts, Fabricator Gil. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys make this show what it is. You guys are funnier than us and all that good stuff. We thank you. Thank you on behalf of all of us. Uncle Mosh, take us home.
All right. Well, what a great show we had tonight. Thank you especially to our guy who provided dinner again tonight. Again tonight. Our special guest, QB Jeff. You got your old Uncle Mosh for Murph and Swaggy J and everybody in the chat room. You've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland. Good night, everybody. Drive safe. Stay safe. God bless.
Good night.